Yo, what up, y'all? Today, I'm delivering the full story of DCeased. I covered this series on my channel a few months back, but I think it's time I make it into a huge movie for y'all to enjoy. This includes DCeased, DCeased Dead Planet, and DCeased War of the Undead Gods. So make sure you go grab your snacks. I'm talking wild berry, trolley, gummies, mango, Arizona, and barbecue grippos. On that note, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the time when the DC universe had a zombie outbreak. Boom! This story starts off with Superman breaking Darkseid's jaw, and he's on one knee with the whole Justice League in his face. Wonder Woman tightly wraps the lasso of truth around his neck. You will leave Earth, Darkseid, now! Finally stopping Darkseid after his week-long invasion. Batman tells Darkseid, you will not return to our world. Say it. The lasso of truth compels you. Darkseid stands up, easily removing the lasso with no effort. I will not return. I have no need, for the truth is, I already got what I came for. And he turns away, walking into a boom tube. Damn, I thought shit was going good until that last ominous sentence. Anybody know what the hell he was talking about? Beep, beep. An alarm goes off on one of Batman's devices. Nightwing like, yo, what's this? Cyborg is missing. Last time I saw him, he was chasing a swarm of parademons out of Metropolis. He could still be over. He's not in Metropolis. He's not on Earth. What? How you know that? I put an air tag in Cyborg so I know his location. You what? He's a walking weapon with apocalypse technology running through his brain and body, which we barely scratched the surface of understanding. It would be irresponsible to allow that kind of unknown power to roam around freely. Did Vic know you were tracking him? Batman doesn't say shit. The Flash runs up on him. So you secretly hacked our friend? Wait, are you tracking any of us? Do you have a tracker on Superman? Asking all types of questions. No. Anybody else concerned about that slight pause? Wonder Woman says, how about we forget about the morality of this for a moment? How do you know Vic's not on Earth? My tracking system has 2 light years of reach. Cyborg isn't in our solar system. That's one crazy ass tracking device. The Flash like, alright then where is he? And that's when we see the planet of Apocalypse. And we see this freaky ass creature pinning Cyborg down. The anti-life equation, do you know of it, Metal Man? No! It's the end of all free will. And the one who controls it will dominate all sentient races. Yeah, well, I try not to kink shame anyone. Almighty Darkseid. Almighty Darkseid? Why do gods always need people glazing them? It's kind of sad that such a powerful being needs to be reassured like that. Almighty Darkseid possesses half of the anti-life equation. And guess what? He found the other half. Where? In you. Darkseid steps in the building looking menacing as shit. Bro, was you waiting in the shadows to make a good entrance? DCeased, remove his tongue. And she rips that shit out his mouth. DCeased starts explaining the operation that's about to be done. And he lets Darkseid know if Cyborg is killed during this operation, the equation will cease to exist. Then we need to control Victor Stone's end. So he activates his mother box. I will summon death. The Black Racer appears going straight to Darkseid. But Darkseid grabs him by the chin. Black Racer, I have need for you. DCeased sticks a big-ass needle in the Black Racer, taking a piece of death, which gets injected into Cyborg. So now Darkseid starts chanting the anti-life equation, but adding death to the anti-life equation seems to have corrupted it as Cyborg's in the back tweaking, and Darkseid starts feeling it. It's in my head! Scratching his head like crazy. He runs away and he's scratching his face off. The Black Racer looks at him. It's time for God to die. DCeased is immune to this disease, but after realizing what he just cooked up, he has to get Cyborg out of there before the whole apocalypse gets infected. So he boom tubes him away, but it was a little too late for that. The infected Darkseid rips the Black Racer apart. He's jumping through the city and he has lost his mind. He's tweaking out, destroying everything. He then jumps into the fire of Apocalypse, the world's core, and he unleashes a crazy attack, and DCeased watches from a distance. No! Boom! As he destroys the whole planet. Apocalypse is no more. Back on Earth, we see a boom tube open and Cyborg falls out of it, right onto the streets of Metropolis. As soon as Cyborg returned to Earth, his systems automatically connected to all the Wi-Fi across the world. But the bad thing about that is the anti-life equation can be passed on through the internet. Cyborg tries to cut himself off from the world, firewalling himself. But the damage is already done. He looks at everybody with their phones out taking pictures. The anti-life equation has begun to spread spread as a techno-organic virus. So since everybody's taking pictures, posting it on the gram, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, whoever sees that footage is cooked. And Cyborg watches everybody start tweaking. These people are tearing their faces apart, and then they start attacking the people around them. Cyborg falls to his knees. Superman's in the house of Big Barda and Scott Free, and he asks him if they can help find Cyborg. Yeah, we will. But then mid-convo, he can hear shit with his super hearing. He flies outside to see what all this screaming is about, and he sees everybody in the streets fucking shit up. Then immediately thinks of Lois and John. Lois! In their apartment, Lois is looking for her phone, while Damian and John are on the PS5. Damian, where is it? How would I know? You're like a super detective. Batman's son should be able to find a phone. Bro, you have X-ray vision. Actually, that's a good point. And he finds her phone behind the fruit, and he goes to grab it, but that shit gets lasered out of his hand. Dad? Superman crashes through the window, burning all electronics. Close your eyes. Don't look at the screen. In the Batcave, we see that Batman just got done firewalling everything, and he tells his system to connect to the backup analog camera system. Show me Gotham. And he sees that Gotham is a complete mess. The city is burning, people are screaming, and people are tweaking. Batman tells the computer, how many infected? Estimated 600 million worldwide, and at this rate, within days, billions will be infected. Has connection been disabled in the house? No. Damn it! Activate the Manor EMP. Do it now! All light in the house goes dark. Back with Superman and Lois, they look in the street to see everything that's going on. I need to assemble the League. Clark, look out there. Who knows what's left of the League? Damian tries to call his daddy, but he's not answering. The radio's supposed to always be reachable. Lois tells him he'll be okay. Superman tells Damian that Batman will have contingencies in place. The end of the world couldn't stop him from reaching you. It'll be okay, son. I learned to never underestimate your father. Batman walks through the manor. Dick, Tim, Alfred. Alfred calls out for him. Master Bruce! Alfred! They're in there, sir, as he points towards them with a knife. And we see that Nightwing is infected. And he jumps towards Batman. Dick, listen to me, I don't want to hurt you. But it's not only Dick, as Damian is also infected, taking a good ass bite out of Batman's arm. Alfred's in the back like, no! Batman punches Damian on the chin. My God! Alfred, run! Batman is getting torn apart by his sons that are now zombies. Alfred, run! And Nightwing takes a scrumdiddly yum yum bite out of Batman's neck. Batman is done. We see a ship in the middle of the ocean with a lot of crates now in the sea. Aquaman appears jumping on that shit. Hello? Is anybody here? Hello? Yeah! He hears something behind the door like, yo, what the hell? It's all right. Help is, and he walks in seeing mad infected people. Yeah! And they rush right towards him, taking him and throwing him in the water. We then see Metropolis and everything is on fire. The city is destroyed. The young boys are just staring at the city. John tells Damian, Batman will be all right. I'm not worried, John. Why not? I'm like 90% sure this is Armageddon. Hey man, I'm not worried. Lois is on the phone with her parents and they're doing okay because they never trusted technology anyway. And now they're headed to a bunker. Superman tells Lois, I need to get to Smallville, but I'm not leaving you here if we... She cuts him off and tells him to go to the Daily Planet because the first thing that needs to be done right now is find a way to communicate with people across the world, survivors. We then see Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy in Gotham. I want to state for the record, I think this is a terrible idea. What record? Harley walks away. Good point. I should go create a record right now. Harleen Quinzel, I'm gonna stop you right there. And she wraps some green vines around Harley Quinn's legs. Seriously? Should you really use the green in that way? I'll let you in on a little secret. The vines enjoy crushing people. For real? Well, I'll never sleep in the same room as a houseplant again. Poison Ivy kisses her, then tells her, you're strong enough to do this alone. I'll be waiting for you in the botanical gardens. Go, face your monster. Harley Quinn walks through the door, Mr. J? And we see the Joker staring at multiple TV screens. I've been talking to Ivy and I've been thinking, I know you don't like when I be thinking, but I'm here to say, our life is over. We see the Joker's face and his mouth is bloody as shit, and he's hitting Harley with that side eye. Outside Metropolis, we see Oliver, Dinah, and Hal Jordan at a campfire. campfire. They got the marshmallows, they making s'mores, they having a good time. Hal Jordan tells him, I hate camping. I don't know how y'all talked me into this. We just saved the world from apocalypse. We earned a night away from it all. Yo, Hal, you should use your ring to play a ukulele, and me and Dinah would do the campfire song. Isn't there a chance Dinah could blow up our heads if she sings? Ollie gets up standing straight. What are you doing, Ollie? I'm standing for a presentation. Bro, what presentation? Hal Jordan, you have the ability to suck the joy out of any situation. Welcome to the Killjoy Corps. Hal Jordan gets up and walks away. He went in the tent and he got on his phone. Dinah and Ollie, they outside singing though. Yeah! A loud ass scream comes from the tent. Yo, Hal! Boom! The tent explodes with green everywhere. Ollie and Dinah get pushed back. Hal! My God! Hal Jordan stands there looking menacing as shit.
Green Lantern of Sector 2814. Lethal force is not sanctioned. Lethal force is not.
Move! And he sends green constructs at Ollie and Dinah, with one of the attacks getting a juicy cut at a Dinah. Baby! Ollie pulls out a haymaker arrow and hits Hal Jordan right in the face. But that attack doesn't do shit because Hal Jordan has murder on my mind. Ollie knows it. He's like, oh shit. And Hal Jordan sent a spiky construct attack right towards Ollie. Hal! Ollie! Dinah screams in point blank range right in his face. Back in Metropolis, Superman, his family, and Damian land on top of the Daily Planet. The planet has an old analog TV system and a radio station. If we get these up and running, we get information and we get to start talking to whoever can listen. But Superman tells her to wait, we can't go in yet. He uses X-ray vision to scan the building and he sees mad infected beings inside. The whole building is swarming with monsters. People we know? Clark looks down sad as shit. Yes. Superman turns around and he's beginning to fly off. John, don't let anything through that door until I get back. Where are you going? What is it? I heard some shit. We then cut to Dinah and Ollie and they stand before a defeated Hal Jordan. But then his ring starts saying something.
Green Lantern of Sector 2814. Scanning for replacement. Scanning for.
Hal Jordan's not just defeated, the brother is dead.
Replacement found. Dinah Lance of Earth, you have the ability to overcome great fear. Welcome to the Green Lantern Corps.
She is now a Green Lantern. Whoa, no, I don't want this. Superman pulls up in front of them. Take it. We're gonna need it. Superman goes back to the Daily Planet, now with Dinah and Ollie. Lois and the boys tell him, we have him. We made contact. It's Batman. Batman tells everybody, they're not zombies. They're not consumed by hunger. They're spreading death. They're stealing life. They are the anti-living, and the trigger is an equation. Bro already figured shit out. I always knew math would be the doom of us all. Listen carefully. I'm almost out of time. I'm infected. I examine my own blood. And we see that Batman is in one of Mr. Freeze's suits. And Alfred's in the back with a shotguniana. The suit is slowing down the spread of the virus. But it will take over soon. Bruce's life is on the shot clock right now. He don't got much time left. Bruce, Superman says sad as shit as his best friend is gonna die soon. There's no time for that sad shit, Clark. It's a technological biological hybrid. It can be transferred through blood and digital imagery. To save the world, you're gonna have to take down any human carriers and you're gonna have to take down the internet. I always suspected we're gonna have to destroy the internet to save the world. I just didn't know it would be like this. But come on, it's you. Batman, I know you aren't gonna be taken out by some virus. This is not the way you go out. You're supposed to die sacrificing yourself in a big galactic battle. Bruce, there must be something we can do. There's not shit we can do. Batman? Damian, Alfred has something for you. It's something I always wanted for you. Something I know you would have earned one day. I'm sorry I won't see you. I'm sorry I won't see you. Damian stares at the radio. Father! Dad! In the Batcave, Alfred looks at Batman and he's starting to tweak, breaking the glass around the costume. Yeah. Batman is now infected, looking right at Alfred with a devious ass look, and he runs straight towards him. Computer cease transmission. He tells Bruce it shouldn't have to end this way. Not for you. Points the shotguniana at Batman. I'm sorry, son. R.I.P. Bruce Wayne. After putting down Batman, Alfred stands over his family. Batman, Dick, and Tim, my boys. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. He takes the suitcase that Bruce wanted him to deliver to Damian and gets on the Batjet. He's flying above the city and everybody below him is infected. He clicks a button on the Batjet, releasing a bomb. Boom! Exploding the infected Gotham citizens. They not alive no more. We see Harley running while shit's exploding around her. We see some guy with a shotguniana trying to fight against the infected. Ah! He gets clapped. Harley Quinn picks up that shotgun he was using. Yeah, the Joker is running towards her. Back off, I mean it. Yeah. You know what, screw this, no more running. Ivy's right, I have to face my monster. Mr. J, boom! You were never good for me, and she shotguns him in the gut. The Joker is clapped with a smile on his face. Oh my god, that was the most cathartic thing ever. Look at you. Years of smiling and abuse instantly reduced to a psychotherapeutic lump. Amazing. I'm coming, Red. As she walks away, someone appears in front of her. She's now face to face with infected Batwoman, Batgirl, Catwoman, and Huntress. Zombie birds of prey? Really? And they rush towards her. With determination in her eyes, I guess we're bird hunting. Back at the Daily Planet, we see Damien by himself, looking sad as shit. John walks up to him. Damien, I don't want to talk about it. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I get that. How about if I'll just sit here so you're not alone? That's a real one right there. Lois asks Clark, you're listening? Yes. Is the kid gonna be alright? Damien is his father's son, Ollie. He'll find a way to bury it and keep going. But he just lost his dad. Lois, I have to go home. I know. I'll secure the building first. We need to get the Daily Planet's radio system up and running and then call out. What are you doing? I'm identifying everybody that's in the building who's infected and who's not. Do you need help? Thanks, Dinah, but I'll manage. He goes in the building at super speed, grabbing all the infected, taking them outside the building. He then goes on top of the building to grab the Daily Planet globe and smashes it in front of the building, blocking the door. He lands back on top of the building with his family, hugging his son and his wife. Damien just watches them from a distance. Ollie, Dinah, please keep my family safe. Of course. And he flies off. Deep underwater in Atlantis, we see Mara and Garth. Concentrate, Garth. You can do this. You can push against the tides. And if you really can't, maybe we should rethink your name, The Tempest. From now on, your superhero name will be Mild Weather Event. They look up and notice shit's getting darker. And it's not the sun, it's the water. An infected Aquaman attacks the Atlanteans and blood is everywhere. Arthur! While she's looking at Aquaman, Garth gets closer to the blood. That shit goes up his nose. Garth, the blood! Stay away from the blood! But it's a little bit too late for that, as Garth is now an infected. And now him, Aquaman, and the Atlantean warriors rush towards Mara. No, and she hits him with a strong-ass wave of water. And she swims the hell up out of there with a sad-ass face. We cut to Superman flying to Smallville, but on the way there, he sees some civilians going through some rough shit. He blows back hella infected, also picking up a school bus, taking them to a safer spot. We then see some globby-ass creature attacking a helicopter, and Black Lightning is fighting against it. Jefferson, Superman, it's the Clayface. Superman hits him with heat vision. And after taking care of Clayface, him and Jefferson have a little talk. Are you okay? Yeah, thank you. You go, I'll deal with him. Go where? Take your family and head to the Daily Planet. I'll meet you there. Where are you going? I'm going home. Superman arrives at Mama and Daddy Kent's house. Ma, where's Pa? Jonathan's inside. I hit him. Clark, he fell. Superman walks into the barn and somebody is knocking on the hatch. So Superman breaks the lock and opens it up. Daddy Kent is infected. Superman looks at the man that raised him, his father. Now no longer his former self. Superman grabs him by the wrist and starts putting him back where he was. After putting him in there, he closes the hatch and lasers it shut. He was too late to save his father. He walks outside and Mama Kent is in shock. And he tells her, sad as hell, it's time to go. We can't just leave. This is our home. Your father. He isn't here, Ma. Picks her up and flies away. He isn't here. We see Washington, D.C. up in flames. The city's going through it right now. And deep underground, we see Captain Atom. And he's looking at the bloody body of a dead woman while Amanda Waller stands behind him. Any words? No. No contact. No sign of him yet. Ray Palmer is still inside this monster. Captain, we're out of time. Ray Palmer is trying to get a closer look at the virus inside that woman, trying to find a way to destabilize the virus somehow. She tells Captain that Protocol C has been ordered. Closed satellite imagery has isolated the worst infected areas. You're up, Captain. I'll direct you through a closed channel. We need you to start exercising the infection. I'm sorry. So Captain Atom flies above the city and starts blasting people with his powers, trying to get rid of the infection. But while he's taking care of these infected creatures, his eyes go wide and he's low-key shook. Waller, something's inside me. Inside Captain Atom's body, we see Ray Palmer inside there, touching his blood cells and shit. And this little man is infected, ripping him up from the inside. Back at the Daily Planet, Clark finally arrives with Mama Kent. Superboy's like, where's Grandpa? He's And by looking at Grandma cry, they all know Grandpa is clapped. Oh, Martha. And all four of them have a family hug. Sad as shit, they just lost Daddy Kent. After that, Lois tells them that they're ready to broadcast to any radio or television to reach any survivors. I can't stop. I gotta get back out there. There are people, but Dinah cuts them off. No, Dinah's right. We talked about it. You can't. And I understand restraining you with my hand is entirely symbolic, and I know you can walk straight through me. The reason they can't have him back out there is because he's too big of a threat. If bro saw the screen and got infected, they're all cooked. Don't worry about me, I won't. How do you know that? Because I've been using my x-ray vision from the nanosecond I figured out what's causing this. I appreciate your concern, but I'm needed and we don't have time. Then find more time. What? They'll be out there somewhere one way or another. Find them. Damien's right. That's the answer, and I'm coming with you. We then cut to Lois finally starting her broadcast. This is Lois Lane from the Daily Planet in Metropolis. I know the world looks like a nightmare. If you can hear me, I know you're scared, but you're not alone. We are regrouping. The Justice League is gathering in Metropolis. Everybody from friends, heroes, and villains are tuned in to this call. Anyone with the powers or the means to confront this, please come to the Daily Planet roof, if it is safe and you're capable of doing so. We see that Mera survived the attack in Atlantis and she's now in Themyscira. And she's face to face with Queen Hippolyta. My city is gone. My people are gone. Arthur, I don't know where else to go. Mera, your majesty, you're welcome in Themyscira. Behind them, we see that Wonder Woman is tapped into the radio call. And she's ready to get out there, and she tells him that she's going to Metropolis. We see Superman and Black Canary flying over Keystone City. They're looking for the Flash. Superman finds them in a store. Superman rips open the door to their bunker. The Flash looks at him like, nah, we can't leave. Batman told us what to do if this happens. He told us to hide away from the world, because if either of us get infected, it's gonna be a disaster for the world. Black Canary tells him that she can move them safely. Dinah, you're Green Lantern now? What the hell happened to Hell? In Gotham, we see Harley shooting the shotgun-iana at the birds of prey. Get back! But that's not phasing them, they're coming in hot. Click! She ran out of bullets. She looks at Huntress, Batgirl, Batwoman, and Catwoman and realizes she's cooked. Ah, nuts. Poison Ivy comes through, crushing all four of them with her vines. Whoa. That was pretty romantic. Crushing the undead is romantic. Saving my life is romantic. Crushing the undead is a delightful bonus. Come on. Where are we going? The green will protect us. And they walk away holding hands. On top of the Daily Planet, Lois is about to do her speech again. But Superboy can hear something. What can you hear? It sounds like a thunder. Doom, 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 doom. Anissa, it's not me. They feel a whole lot of tumbling going on. It sounds like an impending doom. Trust me. Boom! Boom! I can see her. And we see Giganta looking big as shit, now infected. Everybody is shocked, and Black Lightning and Green Arrow immediately start attacking. But then we see two rockets come in. It's Alfred on the Bat Jet lighting her up. What? She hits the jet. Oh. No! Black Canary comes in with the save of the day, pulling up with the Flash and Kid Flash. Superman, take her down. And he flies towards her with both fists out. Boom! Cracking her in the jaw. And she falls down on her back. Boom! But then Wonder Woman appears trying to finish her off with an aerial attack. Superman, move! But Superman grabs her. Wait, what? Are you serious, Clark? That's an undead giant. I'm not giving it time to get back up, and Batman said they're infected. There could still be hope. She could still be alive. We can't just... Boom! Guts explode all over Superman and Wonder Woman. And we see that Cyborg blew her brains out. Cyborg! Vic, what have you done? She wasn't alive. None of them are. We need to talk. Damien looks to see who gets out the Batwing. Father? It's Alfred. Damien, I'm sorry, son. And he has the package that Batman wanted him to deliver. It's a Batman starter kit. He said you were worthy of it, that he was proud of you, and that he should have told you every day. And they both hug each other. They got left now. We see Anissa give Wally and Barry contacts. With these, everything will be blurry so they won't be able to look at any screens. This is the best solution we got right now. They're not zombies. Hey man, if it groans like a zombie and shuffles like a zombie, they're a blight. An extension of the anti-life equation. The blighted ones want to spread death, nothing more. And they will search for life. They can sense it. They will find it. And they will end it. We can't stay here. We'll continue to attract them. Hey! They look up and see Hawk Girl falling down from the sky. Incoming! Kendra! Wonder Woman flies up, catching her. I heard the call and I was on the way. What happened? Captain Atom, he turned and he's gonna blow. Superman's like, where? In DC, we see Atom charging up, getting ready to explode. Superman and Wonder Woman fly there instantly and grab him. Superman, hold him! Boom! He explodes in their arms, releasing the craziest explosion known to man. It's getting bigger and bigger, destroying everything in the way. Everybody on the Daily Planet watches as the blast is headed their way. Dad? Shh. Close your eyes. Hold on to me. hold on to. And they're covered by the white light. The explosion has reached them. Shizai. Superman and Wonder Woman are floating over Washington, D.C., and it's nothing but ashes now. Captain Atom's explosion destroyed everything. Superman thinks to himself, Metropolis! And they fly there instantly. Everything is destroyed, and the only thing that remains is half of the Daily Planet. Thanks to Green Lantern, millions and millions of people dead in an instant. He puts his hand on the barrier, touching his wife. But at that moment, Lex Luthor shouts, Superman! And Superman hovers above him with red eyes. Luthor, by Ralph, you so much as, hey bro, chill, truce. I'm not here to fight you, Superman. I'm not here to add to. And he gets down on his knees. Hey, look what happened to our city. Over the next few days, we see that the heroes took down the internet, with the Flash taking down every server at super speed. We then see Wonder Woman in space destroying every satellite, taking out everything, so the only way the virus could spread is through people. Wonder Woman then goes to Themyscira to convince her mother to open up Themyscira to survivors. They don't like that idea at first, but they end up accepting it. So Wonder Woman, Superman, and Mera use their powers to push up the sea floor. So now there's a whole lot more land for people to stay on. We then get to see what Gotham is looking like now. The city looking like a jungle now. And we find out this is the work of Poison Ivy. The virus can't get past her green wall. So Damian as Batman, Dinah, and Ollie pull up to their front door. Let me do the talking when we're inside. Are you sure about that, Damian? You're not exactly a people's person. Ivy's not exactly people. But there's a noise in the back. An infected Killer Croc jumps at Damian. So they instantly hit him with batarangs and arrows. But he also gets impaled through the chest with a vine. And vines wrap around the rest of them. Huh? Dinah, cut us free. Don't. What, bro? Don't harm the plants. And we see Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn bust out the vines. Good call, Batboy. Hey, look at that. We killed Killer Croc. How awesome is the death wall? I mean, I wouldn't use the word awesome. Why are you here as a Robin dressed as a tiny Batman? Batman is gone. What? I'm sorry. And he tells Ivy that they're looking for sanctuary for survivors. And it turns out Harley's been having that same conversation with Ivy. Poison Ivy's like, there will be rules. Yes! We then learn that Cyborg and Lex were able to engineer closed communication in the Fortress of Solitude, making it the new information hub for heroes. What we did was impressive, Victor. How the hell have we never worked together? Because you kept trying to kill me and my friends? Sure, but in my defense, that was before I realized you could be useful. Green Arrow pulls up like, what y'all working on? Plans. For what? For arcs. The arcs will fit 7 million people. Superman hops in the convo. We're not leaving. Superman, I'm the most intelligent man on the planet. And he looks at Cyborg. Wait, Batman is dead, right? Yes. Right. Then I am the most intelligent person on the planet, and I'm telling you the world is over. It's inevitable. If you want the human race to survive, we're gonna have to leave Earth. We're not going to abandon this planet. We're gonna fight for it. Son, Clark, if it's the only way, Ma, it can't be. Losing 2 homeworlds in 1 lifetime. Lex, how careless. You talking that hot shit and Lois don't like it. Boom! So she hits bro with a clean right hook. Fuck you, Luthor. Open your mouth against my husband again and I will smash it closed. You understand? Bro's just leaking. We need your mind, but we sure as hell don't need you for anything else. John and Damian are just staring at her. Violence is never the answer, John. I mean, it looked like a pretty good answer just then. Over the next few weeks, we see survivals in Jungle Gotham and Themyscira, and they also get to building the arcs. Also, the heroes took time to mourn the people they lost. We then see the heroes chilling in the Fortress of Solitude, but then the heroes start hearing a loud buzzing noise. Everybody starts covering their ears. The buzz turns into a loud scream. Out of nowhere, Lex gets split in half. The Flash like, what is that? I can't see anything. We then see infected Martian the Manhunter, and he slashes the Flash in the back. Martian Manhunter, Barry! Everybody starts attacking him. We then see Firestorm charge up with flames all over him. Move! And he hits Martian Manhunter with a huge fire attack. Burning Martian Manhunter to a crisp. Barry, where'd he go? He's running. I'll get him. No, you can't get infected, Wally. I'll go. Do you honestly think you can catch him? No. We see the Flash now infected running at super speed, and bro is touching everybody he can. In space, we see Superman looking down on Earth. Cyborg, the Flash is dead? He is. Promise me. I promise. So Superman locks in and starts picking up speed. How are you gonna catch him? I don't have to catch up to him. I can come from the other side. I can meet him head on, and Superman flies right through the Flash's body, ripping him to pieces. Barry, I'm so sorry, but then he looks down and sees 2 fingers in his gut. Superman is now infected. He flies back to the Fortress of Solitude at light speed. He's moving so fast that time slowed down so he can talk to Kid Flash. Wally, Superman? Barry's gone. I'm sorry, and so am I. Oh no! I need you to connect Ma, John, and Lois to the Speed Force. Can you do that for me? I can. So he goes up to talk to his family. Ma, thank you for finding me, for raising me, for teaching me. Thank you for giving me your name and your values and your empathy. My world ended and you and Pa gave me another one. Lois, I have absolutely no regrets. I honestly don't know how I got so lucky. I crossed an ocean of stars and somehow found you. Thank you for choosing me. With tears in her eyes, thank you for choosing me. And they share a kiss. John is standing there with tears in his eyes. John, I know things look dark, but you're the light. You're the hope. You're going to change the universe. I know it. No pressure. Just keep helping. You'll make mistakes. You'll fail sometimes. I will always be proud of you. I've seen so much of the universe. You're the best thing in it, son. They hug each other. After those final words to his family, Superman flies up to space. But when he finally gets up there, his eyes go wide. Superman took too long, and the virus has started to affect him. He looks back at Earth and releases a huge heat vision attack. The symbol of hope is now taken over by death. All hope is now lost. I'ma end it right here. The most powerful man on the planet is now infected. It's not looking too good. Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to jump across tall buildings in a single bound. And on this rainy day, people look up happy as shit because it's Superman. But their smile turns into a confused face. Boom! Superman crashes through the building. An infected Superman stands menacingly. All hope was lost at 11:48 a.m. on a Wednesday. At the Fortress of Solitude, we see what's left of the heroes linking up. If Superman has turned, we're cooked. We gotta get the hell up out of here. The arcs are ready, we leaving Earth. Superman can take down both arcs in a heartbeat. We need to take them on. How? With this. And Damian pulls out a Superman takedown plan that Batman left him. Batman left him a takedown plan for every hero. Of course he did. Bruce doesn't even need to be alive to scheme against us. He didn't leave one for you. Bruce didn't think I could be dangerous? You hurt Batman didn't have a plan for you? Well, yeah. I could have been a planetary threat if I wanted to. Of course you could, dear. Damian opens up the container and Kryptonite is inside. And Cyborg plans on cooking up a Kryptonite gas that will slow down Superman. That's not enough. My father knew what he was doing. We should trust him. Bruce was a lot of things, but he was never lethal. It was admirable, but we can't hold back now. And you have a better solution? Of course, you think Batman's the only one smart enough to plot against his friends? Dinah, Vic, with me. Everyone else to the Arcs. One to the Ivy Jungle in Gotham, the other to Themyscira. We then see Wonder Woman forging a weapon. She's mixing kryptonite with magic, Superman's weakness. You sure it's gonna work? This sword is of Athena, the goddess of war, and we fight for everything. She was the goddess of craft, and we have fused mythology with an element from a world that no longer exists. Last, she was the goddess of mathematics. This is not a coincidence. I believe I hold fate in my hands. And she flies out with her new sword with the green hue. Operation Takedown Superman begins. In Gotham, they load up everybody in the Ark. 6,004,709 people. Time for us all to go. But Ivy's like, no, I'm not leaving the green. And I'm not leaving her. And they hold hands while they see that Ark fly away. In Themyscira, we see Green Arrow trying to get everybody on board. But out of nowhere, Queen Hippolyta and Mera look at a weird storm at sea. Your Majesty, what the hell is that? Move the evacuation to high ground and ready your warriors around the Arcs and the refugees. What is it, a storm? No. It's a tempest. And we see a big ass octopus looking thing, aka the Kraken. And there's also a whole bunch of infected Atlanteans coming out the water. Yeah! On top of the Kraken, we see infected Aquaman. 2 seconds later, he gets shot through the eye with an arrow. Headshot, and he falls off the Kraken dead. And Batman thought I couldn't be dangerous. It was the work of Green Arrow. Half a mile through raging winds into the brain of the undead king of the sea while he was controlling the damn Kraken. You Batman. We then see Hippolyta and Mera trying to stop the undead army from getting on Themyscira. Using water force fields, punching heads off, they going crazy. But Wonder Girl and the army are here, and they're not gonna let them fight alone, and they all charge in. Back in New York, we see Superman still going crazy, destroying everything around him. Well, he wasn't hard to find. Cyborg, is anybody alive down there? Nope, no signs of life. Okay then, I don't have to hold back. And Dinah makes a megaphone construct. making Superman fall down to his knees. In Themyscira, we see the warriors fighting for their lives. One getting bit in the back. She stabs one through the chest, but then realizes Anatope got bit. Anatope! She is now infected. We then see that Green Arrow got everybody on the Ark. Majesty, we gotta go. What about the Amazons? Mirror, there's no extracting them from that. On the ground, we see Hippolyta punching through Atlanteans. Cassie, it's time for you to leave. Sure, but you're coming with me, Your Majesty. But she takes off her crown. No, tell Diana. Tell my daughter the promise of Themyscira is hers to honor now. She knows she's not getting up out of here, so she fights and fights until they can't fight no more, saving everybody on the Ark as they fly away. Green Arrow calls Dinah. Pretty Bird, the Arks have taken off. We lost. A lot of Amazons fell, but we're away. Superman flies up, punching Dinah's megaphone construct, trying to break through it, so Cyborg comes in with the extra support. It's starting to crack. But Wonder Woman comes in clutch, slicing off his right arm, then stabs him right through the chest. But then Superman punches through Wonder Woman's stomach, and she falls out the sky. No! Superman then flies up to the sky, chasing after the Arks. Cyborg catches Wonder Woman. Dinah, Superman, he's gone. You know where. He's seen the Arks. You have to stop him. And she hands Dinah her sword. It's okay, I got her. I'll stay with her until... Vic, you can't stay. The virus started with me, Dinah. I was never coming with you. Go, get to the Arks. John and Damian are looking down at Earth from the Arks. Damian, he's coming. My dad. That's not your father. Yeah, I know. Can I do anything? Look after my mom for me, yeah? Of course. You're gonna be a great Batman. And they hug each other. John? It's okay, Mom. I know what I have to do. Opens up his jacket to reveal the Superman logo. And he rockets into space. John is the only one standing between the last survivors of Earth and extinction. Clark would have been proud of him. They fly towards each other head on. Boom! Their clash is felt throughout space. John is now knocked out, and his father only stunned. He's just a child trying to hold back death. He couldn't stop that. But what he did do was buy more time. We then see Dinah fly in, ready to put an end to Superman. But then she gets a message. Attention, Green Lantern of Sector 2814. Cavalry has arrived. And we see Guy Gardner and the whole Green Lantern Corps. I leave you alone for like a month and the whole place goes to hell. What's happening? The Green Lanterns and the Guardians are quarantining Earth, which isn't great. This is our space sector. Losing our whole world reflects on us pretty badly. You're joking at a time like this? Hey, I may not have the incredible will of Hal Jordan or the stunning creativity of Kyle Rayner, but I am a freaking master at masking my emotional terror with jokes. What's Superman doing? That's not Superman, and it's thinking, working out if it can take on all of us. You're an equation. Do the math. In that moment, the anti-life equation made a choice, and Superman turns around and flies away. But they all start chasing after him, and he flies directly into the sun. Guardians tell everybody to stop. Superman starts absorbing all the energy in the sun, draining the sun. In time, this entire solar system will grow cold and die. And we're just gonna let it? Even Green Lantern's light isn't powerful enough to reach into the heart of a star. Perhaps it's for the best that we can't wipe out this virus directly. We cannot risk exposure. But if this system freezes, the virus will sleep. We will monitor this sun and your world, but it's time to move to the survivors. It's time for a new world. It's time for humanity to leave its birthplace. And they go to take the Arks to a new world. On Earth, we see infected Wonder Woman in front of Cyborg, and he has the lasso of truth wrapped around her wrist. Wait, I have a question. The lasso of truth compels you. Can you speak? We have a voice. Is there a way to stop you? We are death. Nothing stops death. You are a virus. Is there a cure? Yes. What is it? Where is it? Where? The cure is in you. You are man and machine. You are binary, off and on. Patient zero, the one, the alpha, the omega. That means everyone we fought, everyone we ended, they didn't have to die. Everything dies. The Arks! I have to reach the Arks. They have to know. But he left Wonder Woman unguarded, and she snaps his neck, ripping his head off. Life is fleeting. That's the only truth. Death is forever. And she throws his head and the lasso down a pit. The Arks travel through space until they finally arrive at their new home, their new start. Earth 2. All the monsters are behind them now. And we see Lois, John, Damian, Alfred, Green Arrow, Hawkgirl, Dinah, Black Lightning, and the rest of the heroes happy as hell. And a tear slides down Lois's face. They did it. They survived. We lost. We lost our heroes. We even lost our world. We lost so much we didn't think there was anything left to lose. But we were wrong. And in the Oblivion bar, we see John Constantine having a drink. He's all by himself. Everybody else is dead. And now all he does is look for the living. And at night, he drinks with the ashes of his best friend. I mean, there's probably other ashes in there too, but I reckon it's you I scraped up the most, Chaz. It's hard to tell one bit of ash from another. They're not exactly snowflakes. That red shoebox has all the ashes in it. His best friend got infected by the anti-life equation. He had to burn him. Cheers, mate. And he has a drink with his dead friend. But then there's a portal in the bar and Zatanna walks out. Hello, Zatanna. The world is depressing enough. You shouldn't be in here drinking alone. I'm not alone, Z. I'm never alone. And we see all his fallen friends, all the fallen heroes. Big Barda, Mr. Miracle, Mr. Terrific, Blue Beetle, and Booster Gold. They were all willing to sacrifice themselves to fight for something they believed in. We then see the moment when infected Wonder Woman grabs the head of Cyborg, ripping that shit off and throwing it off the cliff. And he's now just a head at the bottom of the pit. But then there's a 5-year time skip and he finds something within himself. A secret tracker that Batman put inside of him. So Cyborg turns it on and it sends a signal out, going all the way into space. A cry out for help that broadcasts from our doomed world to the new world, to Earth 2. And we see John Kent, now older, looking a lot more like Superman. And he's rolling with the new Justice League, currently under attack by an alien empire. Dinah uses her powers to shield the planet from the attacks, while John and Cassie are taking out the guns. Just disable the engines, Wonder Woman. No casualties and no injuries. I know, John. Batman, where are you? Damian Wayne is inside the ship. Successfully infiltrated the main ship, John. About 30 feet from the royal control room. I bet. Remember, we just want to talk to him. Sure. And Batman knocks out one of the aliens. What was that noise? Nothing. It sounded like a boot to a face. Stupid super hearing. I heard that. Damian continues wiping out these guards getting closer to the control room. John's like, be gentle with them, please. But Damian got them spilling green juice. Then he starts cutting through the door. The door falls and Batman is in. You little thing, you have not won this war. And we see the king posted up with 2 guards. Oh, please. If we wanted to, we could have wiped out your fleet in seconds. We took our time because we're trying extra hard not to squish you. This isn't a war. It's not even a fight. I'll give you a fight. Sure. Do you have a spleen? But then John gets between them. Hey, chill. Your Majesty, this has been a big misunderstanding. I don't know if a translator can express the concept of a cliche, but I'd like to take you to our leader. And we see that Lois Lane is the president of Earth 2. I understand us inhabiting this planet has caused you concern, given that we now share the same solar system. We wish no harm to your people. We came to this world for sanctuary, nothing more. But at that moment, Damian gets a call from Alfred. Master Wayne, are you busy? Just trying to negotiate an intergalactic peace deal. What is it, Alfred? Your briefcase is beeping, sir, and it appears to be beeping in Morse code. So later, Damian goes to check it out. What you're hearing is a tracker that my father placed on Cyborg. It could just be beeps. It's Morse code for J and L. Cyborg is calling the Justice League. Maybe it's a trick. Maybe he's infected and the anti-life equation is trying to lure us back to Earth. We have things good here. Hardly anything trying to kill us. We just fought a war. You can't call that a war. Regardless, I vote we stay. Ollie's right. Thank you. We should vote. That's absolutely not what I was saying. The vote passes, they're all going back to Earth. You're going back? I am. We are. The Green Lantern Corps are gonna protect Earth 2, but the Justice League, we're going back to Earth. We're gonna head for Cyborg. Hopefully we're in and out. You don't think it's too much of a risk? I think a friend is calling for help. Come straight back. We've lost enough Superman. I'm really not comfortable with that name, Mom. Then stop earning it. You see Oliver and Dinah gearing up. We lost so many people, man. I don't know about this. Our whole gang is dead. This is unbelievably stupid. You voted. You think I was gonna leave my hand down while all the kids had their hands up? I get it. You should stay here, Ollie. I'll be back before you know it. No, we should stay together alive. And wait a minute. Did you just try to bench me? No. Diana Lance Queen. Pretty bird, I'm tough. I killed the undead king of the sea while he was controlling the Kraken. I know. Yes, you're very impressive. An epic song should be made of your great feats. And sure, you have a magic ring that can basically do anything. And on top of that, you got screaming. And then there's a sword that can kill a god. You want the sword? Don't be ridiculous. That's not a no. I don't want the sword. She kneels down and offers him the sword. Fine, I'll hold the sword. Pretty bird, you don't hold a sword. You wield it. Fine, I'll wield the sword. Pretty bird, I like it here. Promise me we'll be back. I promise I'll bring you back. And they share a kiss. The Justice League arrive at the edge of the quarantine zone set by the Green Lanterns. And that's where they see Kilowog. You better be careful down there, posers. I'd feel pretty bad having to destroy all of y'all. Kilowog is the guard of Earth and the Sun. The Sun? Your dad's still eating a star, kid. Kal-El is just marinating inside there. Out of nowhere, Kilowog gets an alert on his ring. Something's coming from Earth. Diana, shields! But whatever it is, it easily breaks through it. It's Superman's dog, Crypto. You know this creature? Yeah, he's family. Okay, good puppy reunion, but can we get back to the distress signal? And not too long after, on Earth, they find Cyborg's head. Cyborg, Vic, can you hear me? So Cassie picks up the lasso of truth that was left next to him. If he can speak, this will make it happen. Dinah. That's right, it's Dinah. You called for the Justice League. We came. What? And while they're doing this, a horde of infected is on their way. We have some monstrous hordes coming in, probably 10 minutes away. Monstrous hordes are about the worst kind of hordes. We should move. Ollie's right. Time to go. Ivy's jungle should still be standing. It's okay, boy. We have time. Cyborg is trying to say something. She's here. She's always here. Run! And at that moment, Dinah gets a proximity alert. Boom! There's a big explosion in Batman's ship. Damian calls out for John's help, and John flies up there immediately, helping them down. And while he's doing that, we see Ollie in the smoke. Dinah? And it's revealed that Wonder Woman is still here, and she scratches him in the face and in the chest. Dinah, I'm sorry, pretty bird. My boy is scratched up. She lets off a big scream. Ollie is now transformed. Angry and sad, she rushes towards Wonder Woman, crying. Hawk Girl throws her weapon at Wonder Woman's face, and Cyborg is trying to talk. What? We then see a big green hand construct ready to slap the shit out of Wonder Woman. Boom! Smashing her into the ground. I can't hear you, Cyborg. There's a girl. John tells him, I heard you. We then see Dinah about to stab Wonder Woman in the back with that kryptonite sword. John is running towards her. Dinah, don't. We can save her. She stabs John and Wonder Woman through the back. John came in between them, trying to shield Wonder Woman. But why would he shield an infected person? And that's when he tells Dinah, there's a cure! And now they know that the infected can be cured. In Chicago, we see Roy Harper, aka Arsenal, looking around. And all around him, he sees hella infected. They're coming again. So he tells all the civilians below him, get in the bunker. Be ready to barricade the doors, and he slides down. And when he gets down, he sees a young girl. Mr. Arsenal, are the monsters going to get us? It'll be okay. We'll wait them out. I will not let them touch you. Get inside now. But then somebody notices something. Roy! Huh? And he looks back. Oh shit. And we see fire infected. Hitting Roy with a fire blast. Roy! We then see him get barbecued and he dies. But at that moment, John Constantine walks out a portal. But he is not by himself. He walks out with the Shadow Pack, an OP team that he formulated in those 5 years. Let's kick an equation in the ass. The members include the Blue Devil, a demon with a soul, strong and almost impervious to all damage. And he's stabbing demons with his pitchfork. The next member is Ragman, able to draw on the corrupted souls held in his cloak for strength and speed. But his cloak could not pull the souls from the anti-living, and he kicks one in the face. The leader of the group, the greatest detective in the world, Detective Chimp, Bobo to his friends, and he's in there tearing off arms. Then we got Ravager, Rose Wilson, a dangerous force slicing infected with her dual swords. And last but not least, we got Red Hood. Kinda like Batman, but not as squeamish, and he blows the brains out infected. My bad, how could I forget Zatanna, one of the most powerful ladies in DC. And John tells her, go deal with that flaming death. Done, and she flies up there. That's it, eyes on me. She uses a spell to turn off the flames, making her crash into the building. It's gonna be alright, people. Who the hell are you? My name is John Constantine. And out of nowhere, Swamp Thing appears behind him. Bloody hell! I need to talk to you about a garden. John continues fighting like, bro, you don't see us fighting here? And vines come out the ground, stabbing through all the infected. See, why didn't you just open with that? I know about the garden. You talking about the one in Gotham when we take our survivors? There is another garden on the other side of the world in Australia. I'm not going to Australia, mate. That place was dangerous before the undead. I'm not going to survive the undead only to step on a stonefish or have my brain eaten by a drop bear. Shut the up! Swamp Thing is sick of the trolling. Everybody like, damn, did Swamp Thing just... Yeah, that's new. Swamp Thing then tells Constantine that there's 2 gardens, Ivy's in Gotham and another which I'm cut off from. The other is screaming. crying out. I cannot ignore it anymore. So don't ignore it, mate. Go do what you have to do. There are humans there. If you would like them to survive what I have to do, I believe you should come with me. Fine, Red Hood, Ravengers, the survivors are in your hands. Get them to safety. We then see Ivy's garden in Gotham, and this shit looks crazy. And at the front gate of the garden, we see Harley Quinn. Welcome! Oh, no, Zatanna, John, Danny, Roy, Bobo? Not Bobo. That beautiful hat-wearing chimpanzee. Whole time, they just went to Australia. We then learn that Ivy's garden is the safest place on the planet right now, with the defense of the garden being magically augmented by the Tower of Fate. But Ivy looks up at it. Something is coming from above, outside, and we see something flying in. So Ivy calls out Mary and Kent Nelson, and she wastes no time shouting, Shazam! And Dr. Fate puts on his helmet and flies up. Help us, please! And outside, they see Wonder Girl holding John Kent as he bleeds out. He won't stop bleeding! We'll take him. His wound is beyond medicine. It's magical. It's okay. You can let him go. In the garden, Dinah brings down Damien's ship. And when he gets down, he sees his brother, Jason Todd. Jason? Cass? You're alive? And you're Batman now. Suits you. Batman. Bruce said he wanted me to have it. Of course he did. Are you okay with that? Your father made a lot of bad decisions, but this is not one of them. And the two brothers hug each other. We then see Dinah walk out with infected Ollie in a bubble. No, don't let him in. We kept the anti-life equation outside for 5 years. You think we're gonna let you walk in with an infected person? I won't leave him alone. Then get out of here with him. You fend for yourself. I will not risk the lives of everyone in here so you can cling onto a corpse. And she gets ready to fight with Dinah if she has to. But Dinah's like, alright, I'll just go. She won't leave him. He's gone already. But then Cyborg and Hawkgirl's arms tells everybody he's not gone. There is a cure. A cure? But we have destroyed every carrier of the anti-life equation we encountered for the last 5 years, including friends and family. They could have been saved? Everyone we killed could have lived? You had no way of knowing. None of us did. What's the cure? We have no idea. I spoke to the anti-life equation. All it said was the cure was inside of me. We have access to magic and science, and now we have hope. We will find the cure. Cassie then walks away, but Damien follows her. Cassie, are you okay? No, Wonder Woman was gone. I dealt with that. To watch her, to lose Dinah twice like this. I know, I'm sorry. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. And he takes off his mask, kissing her lips. Meanwhile, in Australia, we see the garden. It's a bunker surrounded by fire, a pool of blood, and thousands of infected. My cloak fills the souls of the people inside the bunker. Many are wicked, but there are innocents too. Can you smell that sulfur? Yeah, it's hellfire. Right, Zatanna, if you could just lift us over the anti-living and the blood moat, I can get us a gap in the hellfire. You know, after a sentence like that, I just want to point out that we can all turn around, go home, put our feet up, and maybe have a beer? No, we can't. There are people who need us. Yeah, I know. Only as Rhea. And they hover over all the infected. All the attention is now on them. The blood moat, it's shifting. Detective Chimp shouts out, "It's not blood!" What? It's not blood! It's Plastic Man! The infected Plastic Man pops out with spikes coming out his body, stabbing right through Ragman. Ah! Stabbing right through Zatanna's face. Zatanna! Stabbing right through Blue Devil's mouth. The team is dropping like flies. Everybody begins to fall inside Plastic Man's mouth. He has multiple really sharp teeth. It doesn't look too good for them. Oh! But while they fall down, a greater evil looked on with cold, uncaring eyes. Who the hell are these people? Are they infected or just pure evil? We see Detective Chimp and Swamp Thing looking down. Zatanna, are you okay? Can you breathe? Yes. Are you an agent of the unliving? No. Good. Turns out she's not dead. They catch her up on everything that just happened, letting her know that they're in a ball of plants and grass, while Plastic Man is outside trying to get in. Zatanna gets up and puts on her Abraham Lincoln hat, telling Swamp Thing to open up in 3, 2, 1. And she jumps outside, coming face to face with infected Plastic Man. Using her magic, she took the hellfire that was around them and put it on Plastic Man, burning my boy up. Ah! Plastic Man is a problem no more. R.I.P. Outside, they see Ragman's cloth and Blue Devil's body. Luck was not on their side. Out of nowhere, Bobo screams, "Down!" Turrets start going off, firing multiple shots. Everybody else gets down, but Swamp Thing stands strong, eating every bullet. Them shits is not phasing him, and it hits the infected behind him. But then there's a voice. If you're planning on coming in, this is your window. Oh, this is the absolute worst. Or you can stay there lying in the dirt and die. I really don't care. And we see the man in the bunker is the Penguin. In Gotham, we see Damian sewing. I'm not gonna lie, I never imagined Batman sewing. The man who said that is Jim Gordon. It's about time him and Batman had a reunion. But this is a new Batman. Oh, come here. And they hug each other. Your father wasn't really a hugger. Oh, believe me, I remember, but I'm not as emotionally stunted. We're just lucky Scarecrow never realized Batman's biggest fear was intimacy. Batman could have been chased out of Gotham by a supportive pat on the shoulder. But their reunion is interrupted by Dr. Fate, Damian Wayne. Superman's healing was successful. Inside the Tower of Fate, we see Superman all patched up. You're going to be okay, John. Crypto jumps on John happy as shit. God, I'm up. Crypto hasn't left your side since you got here. I got a feeling he's very well trained. But sit and stay don't apply when someone he loves is in trouble. I know you, don't I? You look familiar. It's Mary. Mary? Shazam! Mary Marvel, you made it! I did. A lot of people didn't. Yeah, I heard you. Where am I? You're in the Tower of Fate, and she lets him know how they patched him up. Thank you. Back in Australia, we see Constantine and the gang getting a tour of the southern bunker. Welcome. This place is quite civilized. We have our own soldiers, and their families are employed as cleaning and cooking staff. You seem pretty proud of your slaves, Maxwell Lord. We get service, they get shelter. They're not slaves. I can't believe you guys found a way to keep a class system in an apocalypse. This is like the Garden of Eden, but everyone who lives here is a snake. The green is crying out here. It screams. And that's when a man appears behind John. Jason Blood. Of course you're here, that explains the hellfire. Could we have a word alone? What's up? Gone, form of man. Rise the demon, Etrigan. Before you start, can we please skip the in rhyming? I just lost 2 friends, I'm not in the mood for that poetry shit. You are very mean, John Constantine. Hell isn't happy. No, it's not really known for that. Souls are locked inside the anti-living, and hell is annoyed they're not getting a piece of all the Armageddon. Beyond annoyed. Trigon is coming to wipe it all away. Bro, looking tough. Wipe what away? All of it. The people in this place plan for a new human race, but they won't get a chance. Trigon will destroy the world, and nothing is gonna stop him. Sure, heard that one before. But they hear gunshots. Never a good sound. Hella people are shooting at Swamp, and Swamp Thing is in there fighting them all. Whoa, what the hell is going on? They imprison the Floronic man. They're torturing him. They're forcing the green to produce for them. It breeds for them. It dies for them. Constantine is trying to calm him down. Hey bro, chill. A Swamp Thing is crashing out. He's not trying to hear that shit. He grabs one of the guards. You will release the Floronic man and release the green. I don't take orders from a walking house plant. He pops his head off. Oh shit! Professor Ivo. Ivo? It is time. Yes, Mr. Cobblepot. And they release Amazo, the perfect android with the powers of the Justice League. And he lasers Swamp Thing, burning up Swamp Thing. Zatanna tries to trap him with magic, but more Amazos come in the building. They have more than one? It's time to get the hell up out of here. Swamp Thing grows back. No! They are abusing. They are torturing. Swamp Thing will be back with a plan and them up. I promise you that. But for now, we go home and they teleport out of there. They'll return. It doesn't matter. We won't need to be here much longer, Stag. They're almost ready. We'll take the world back soon enough. And in this room, they got 1 million Amazo clones. Not 1 million, but a whole lot. A day later in the Gotham Garden, we see Cyborg with his body back. And this cure is inside you, according to the anti-life equation. Can you feel the cure now that you're back in your body? No, I searched everywhere within me. I found nothing. Death could have just been lying. It wouldn't lie. The lasso of truth compelled it. We know there's a cure. There are billions of infected people relying on us. We will find the cure. We will save them. If there is an anti-life equation, then there's definitely a life equation. The trick is unlocking it. Bobo lets everybody know Darkseid started this shit. Maybe the new gods know something about this. I think I know what we need, but it means doing something I really don't want to do. Bothering someone who would rather stay unbothered. Wonder Woman, what is it? I'ma need to borrow something, kid. And Bobo, I'll need your help. He walks up to John and points at him. What, do you need me too? Nothing yet, mate, but you're Superman. You'll probably need to save everything in the next bit. And they teleport to a house in the middle of nowhere. How did you find me? World's greatest detective? Yo, what up? And the man in the shadows is revealed to be Mr. Miracle. What do you want, John? I need your help saving the world. That didn't work out so well last time. What if I told you there was a way to save her? She's gone. I saw it. I was there, right up to the point I wasn't. Whatever con you're pulling, I won't be taken in. You're a walking bag of lies, Constantine. Look, that would be hurtful if it wasn't so accurate, but I promise I'm telling you the truth. How could I possibly believe you? Ask me. And he hands him the lasso of truth. There's a cure, Scott. We can save her. Miracle Man backs up in shock. The cure is inside Cyborg, but we need some apocalypse knowledge. You need my mother box. We can ask your mother box, but I'm guessing it will answer with ping, ping, ping. What do you need me to do? First up, go take a shower or a bath, bro. I need to convince people this plan will work. And you don't inspire confidence smelling like that, bro. Then, we need your help stealing the throne from a god. Who is this god? In Ivy's garden, a portal is opening up. Something's coming. Boom! It's a boom tube. So all the heroes get ready for whatever comes out of it. Whoa, hold up, it's just us. John, Mr. Miracle, and Bobo pop out of it. Constantine. Bloody hell, where did you come from? You really think it's a good idea to open an explosive portal in the middle of a sanctuary during an undead apocalypse? They're literally called boom tubes. Damien then walks up to Mr. Miracle. You're not dead, Scott-free, and you shrunk, Batman. The whole gang then gets together to discuss their new plan, and they believe the key to find a cure inside Cyborg is the Mobius chair. Metron is one of the fastest entities in existence. He can't be caught. Y'all would have to lure him to one place. Metron prizes knowledge above all else. What do we have that can't be ignored? How about the future? And Constantine has Madame Xanadu's crystal ball. And does Madame Xanadu know you have that? I'm guessing she does now. Hey, this could work. I really need that back when you're done with it. I'll take Cyborg to New Genesis, but I'm not sure how it will be received. You will be received with friends by your side. I won't speak for others, but anyone best suited in space is welcome to join us. John then looks around like, where's Dinah? Oh right, you missed it because your ass got skewered by a magic sword and bleeding out. Ivy said her undead husband couldn't come in, so she had a bit of a tantrum and flew away. I bet, don't worry, I'll find her. I'll come with you. I'll be okay. A lot of people said that, then proceeded to become zombies. You've been gone a long time. There are dangers out there you're not aware of. I'll come with you. They end up finding Dinah sitting on top of a building. Dinah? John, you're okay. And she gives him a hug. I'm fine, really. I'm so sorry. You couldn't have known. They sit down and have a chat. Are you planning on staying out here alone? No, I'm not alone. And we see that she's been holding infected Ollie this whole time. Hey. Ollie didn't want to come. I promised I'd bring him back. Dinah, we can still bring him back. There's a cure. We don't have it yet, but we're going after it. We finna take on a god. We could really use you. I can't just leave him in the middle of this. You don't have to. Ivy said, I can get around Ivy. Say nothing and keep this on the low, but I can ask Dr. Fate to keep Green Arrow safe. So with that being done, they all get prepared to leave, saying their goodbyes before they go. Damien and Baby Shawty even share a kiss. Okay, let's go. And they arrive on New Genesis, where they're greeted by Light Ray. Scott, finally. I was starting to think you thought you were too good for us. Shut the up, Light Ray. But that is when Orion shows up. What the hell are you doing here? Hello, brother. You came to New Genesis with the anti-life virus? He's a person, Orion, not a virus. Boom! Orion punches him in the jaw. Stand. I'm standing. Boom! Cracks him in the jaw again. John like, hey, chill out. Stand. Standing. Boom! He clocks him again. Leave him alone! He tells Scott to stand again. But John is sick of this disrespect. Boom! And hits him with the strongest right in history, knocking Orion out. Stay down. I see my boys are fighting for a change. Scott, I was deeply saddened to hear about Barda. My condolences. The High Father is here. We're hoping condolences are premature, High Father. We may be able to save her and everyone else taken. High Father, we need the Mobius chair. Will you call out to Metron? He may not come. No one rules over Metron. He is only ruled by his quest of knowledge. That's where this comes in. No matter what that is, he will not give up the Mobius chair. We know. And I know how to build a trap. I will call out to Metron, but you must do one thing for me first. And what is that? There's something I must show you, son. Alone. Your son. He's grown. Yes, that happens to sons when we abandon them. I brought him here to protect them. I didn't abandon him. That was 5 years ago before you and Barda. Don't. Stop punishing yourself because you lived and she didn't. I can't give him what he deserves. You gave me the dark side. You said it was the only way to stop a war. You did what you felt was right. Your mother used to say, just because I'm a god doesn't mean I'm always right. Giving you up is the single greatest regret of my immortal life. You can choose to escape your responsibility, but I urge you not to give up on him, Scott. Don't miss what we missed. Don't miss what we could have been together. With Darkseid gone, your son may very well rule the universe one day. Do you want me to be his main influence? Do you want Orion? Light Ray? Oh God, hell nah. You feel guilt for his mother. Perhaps you don't feel worthy to be his father. But you are worthy. You are a great man in a very big hole. You can escape. He looks at High Father and tells him, I'm gonna bring back his mother. Whether you succeed or not, come back for him. Take this part of her with you. We then see Mr. Miracle hovering in space in the place where Apocalypse used to be, and he's holding Madame Xanadu's crystal ball, and they tell him that Metron is coming. They're all hiding behind rocks. I can see him. Be ready, everyone. Metron is coming fast. And he pulls up on Mr. Miracle at top speed. Hi, Father said you had an object for me. Something that can see into the future. And hi to you too, Metron. Here, and he hands him the ball. Simple earth magic, but tied to something far, far older. Yes, I believe I could utilize this to witness the future I need to see. I can definitely see your future. And Dinah constructs cuffs on Metron. All the heroes pop up, hitting him with a mean ambush. Now, drag him out! So he grabs Dinah by the head, breaks free out the cuffs, punching Mr. Miracle in the face and throwing Dinah, making her crash into a meteor. He then grabs Cassie, but Mary frees her. He gets back on the chair and flees the scene. He's running! Wait, please! He's mad as hell, but he ends up stopping for John. Please, I never wanted to fight. Yet you did. We need your help. We just need that chair for a moment. We'll give it back. I'll give you my word. Earth is being consumed by the anti-life equation. I don't give no dams. Don't you? Metron, you're supposed to be one of the most intelligent beings in the universe. If we fail to contain this, death wins. And what happens to knowledge after that? You should have opened with that instead of an ambush. And I would like to look at your device. There is something I've seen in the future, but I don't know how it begins. Okay, you get time with the ball, Cyborg gets time with the chair. After making that deal, Cyborg sits down in the chair, and bro immediately gets filled with so much knowledge. Vic, do you have the cure? I do. I need to recode my blood. The life equation is there. John tells Metron thank you, but Metron is focused on that ball. I can't be here. I must leave now. And he gets on the chair and skedaddles. Did he just? Yup, he took one look at the future and got the hell up out of here. The mission was successful, so they all boom tube out of there. We then see that the black racer was there the whole time, watching one of those asteroids about to explode. Boom! That shit explodes. An infected Darkseid is revealed to be inside. The High Father felt a change, and when he looks to the left, something crashes in New Genesis. Take Jacob and go! Father! Orion! He runs to the door where he heard his son's voice, and that's when he sees Darkseid with Orion in his palm. Infected Darkseid is on New Genesis. While the most powerful heroes are in space trying to get the Mobius chair, Constantine is on Earth making his move. And we see him and Dr. Fate in front of a door. What are you doing, Constantine? Dr. Fate. Fancy finding you floating here. What the hell is in this room and why can't I see inside? Because the door is closed? No doors are closed to Dr. Fate. I mean, that line was tough, but it's clearly not true. Dr. Fate is wondering what Constantine keeps in this room. Oh, you know, just a rack of identical trench coats. Why can't I enter? Have you tried the handle? Bro, there's no handle. When John puts his hand by the door, a doorknob appears. He opens the door and slides in the room. Look, don't worry about it. This is the Tower of Fate, so whatever's in this room clearly is supposed to be here. Otherwise, you would have renamed the place. He shuts the door, walking into the room, and we see Etrigan the demon. Why have you summoned me, you sad Merlin wannabe? Stop playing dumb. You know why I summoned you here. What's the update from hell? When is Trigon finna show up? You should fear. He'll be here soon. Why is poetry always so damn vague? Just give me a damn answer. He's pretty pissed. I take 3 turns till all life and unlife on this world burns. John looks back at Swamp Thing. Heard enough? Yes. 3 days, Swamp Thing. You understand all life means green too, right? Yes. I bet. You can bounce, Etrigan. See you in hell. And he gets the hell up out of there. Swamp Thing tells John, out in Australia, that green is still crying. I'll deal with Australia. I'll need to if this will work. And he takes Ragman's cloak and walks out that room. Dr. Fate asks Swamp Thing, what's in this room? A rack of cloaks. That's my guy. So, what are you thinking? I'm thinking we'll need people who won't mind dealing out a good bit of punishment for the greater good. And he walks up to Damien. Are you as good as your old man? Not yet. But you're close? Damien gives him a look. Yeah, that's what I thought. What do you need? I need to do some questionable things. And I need to do them while Mary Marvel is galaxies away. And I could use a team to keep me alive. I can't say much more, but it's for the greater good of this world. Not good enough. You don't trust me? I mean, of course not. You tell me the whole truth, and I'll help. And I'll know if you're lying. No, you won't. Damien gives him a stare down. Oh shit me, you will know, won't you? You are like your dad. Fine. So John tells him the whole plan. Damn, that's a lot. Are you planning on killing anyone? No one will die who isn't already dead. You won't change my mind. It's the only way. You said you needed a team? Yes, the others are waiting. And we see the rest of the team. A Bat family trip with Ravenger and Swamp Thing. Actually, Rose and I are married, so she's family too. What? She can see into the future and she's still married to you? And he brings them both in for a hug. I'm so damn happy for you. Welcome to the family, Rose. You'll fit right in. Constantine lets everybody know that him and Swamp Thing's souls are joined so they can go where they need to go through the green. And we see Swamp Thing pull himself out of a red tree. I have arrived. I have reached the hidden city of Nanda Parbat, and the whole gang follows behind him. That's a whole lot of anti-life. They low-key look like League of Assassins, and that's when we see a swarm of the undead in front of them. I guess they tried to come here when the virus hit. If there's a cure, we can't kill these people. Oh, of course. Can we break their bones and put holes in them? So they get in there and just start mollywopping all these undead ninjas. And of course, they're doing it the non-lethal way. Get to the gate, and then what? Then Ravager says we knock politely. Keep the blighted ones off me. Of course, keeping the undead off each other was in our vows. She knocks on the door and we see Dead Man open it up. My friends, welcome to Nanda Parbat. And when he opens up the door, we see hella monks. And they go out there knocking down the undead. Follow me. Would you like something to drink? Maybe some snacks? Inside the city, we see this majestic ass spear. The Spear of Destiny. Powerful enough to kill a god. And it's been guarded here for generations. Ramakrishna appears beside him. Is that what you came here for, Hellblazer? Yep, this is why I'm here, Ramakrishna. You think with all the death outside there, I would allow more? My home is yours while you are here, Constantine. But I would never allow you to take the Holy Lance. I know. I'm sorry. And he grabs the handle, stabbing Ramakrishna in the stomach. Dead Man looks back like, no! Why? John looks at him and says, I never felt the need to explain myself to a dead man. And he pulls out Ragman's cloak, and I'm not starting now. And that rag sucks up Dead Man. You absolute. He successfully took Dead Man's soul. What happened? What did you do? We're leaving. Seriously, what the hell was that? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it? You stabbed a goddess. Not fatally. She'll get over it in a few centuries. But she never would have let me take this. Damien's looking around this dungeon like, where have you taken us? The Rock of Eternity. The home of the wizard Shazam. We need his staff. You plan on stabbing him for it? Honestly, I'm hoping we can just have a little chat with the man. Ravager randomly shouts, no! Rose, you okay? We have to leave. Get us out of here, Constantine! And we see a flash of lightning, and she starts firing shots. Get us! Ravager saw the future, and whatever she saw has her shook. And we see infected Captain Marvel Jr. And he hits Red Hood with a mean-ass spear, breaking Jason in half. Swamp Thing ends up grabbing him with his vines, and Damien throws some bombs at his head. Rose goes to her husband, Jason, but before the wizard can get any closer, she throws a knife at his head, one-shotting bro. Find the staff! And Cassandra sees it on the floor, and she goes to grab it, and she shouts out, Shazam! And she has a transformation. And in this new state, she runs towards Captain Marvel Jr., punching him in the face. You see, after her mother, Lady Shiva, died, she is now the greatest hand-to-hand fighter on the planet. And she proceeds to kick him in the mouth. Anti-living Captain Marvel Jr. didn't stand a chance. We then see Rose talking to Jason. I'm sorry, I saw it, but I couldn't. Hey, it's okay. I died before. I'm not afraid to die this time. I was just lucky I got a second life. And my second life was with you. And they kiss each other. And Jason Todd dies in his wife's arms. R.I.P. They all return to the garden. Promise me this was worth it. I promise this was the only way. And if I'm wrong, we'll all be too dead to notice. I saw you took Boston Brand. You said no one would die. I told you I wouldn't kill anyone who wasn't already dead. Boom! Damien cracks him in the jaw. And Damien walks away. But a voice behind him says, you deserve that. And he turns around to see the Spectre. Oh, what a shock. The Ghost of Wrath thinks I deserved a punch in the face. You're holding an object that could end me. That is concerning. I can stop what you're doing, John Constantine. Yeah, I know, Jim, but you're the Spectre. The spirit of vengeance. Why don't you use all that power and channel it into a bit of insight? What do you think I'm motivated by? The Spectre grins and flies away. Good night, John. Good night, Jimmy. In Australia, the Penguin is asking Professor Ivo, are they ready? Very nearly, Penguin. You've been taking mad long with this shit, Ivo. I have. Do you know why? Because one wrong calculation and these androids won't take out the anti-living. They'll wipe out the whole damn planet. You promise results, Ivo. You, considering I'm the sole commander of a super-powered, artificially intelligent army that can destroy the very planet you're standing on, maybe you should watch that tone. I'll be done soon. The undead can wait a little bit longer. Ivo's not tolerating that disrespect. Back in the garden, we see that Cyborg is done recoding his blood. So what comes next? I don't know. I don't know how to turn it into a cure. We need knowledge. If only we had one of the world's greatest biochemists with us. What are you talking about? Isn't everyone dead? Yes, but being dead shouldn't stop this. And Damian walks up to Swamp Thing. Little Batman, I'm sorry about Jason. He seemed like a good being. He wasn't always, but I think he changed a lot. I wish I had more time with the guy he'd become. I understand. Alec Holland, had a brother once too. Part of me misses him. Swamp Thing, I want Jason to be the last one lost to the virus. For that, we need that man that you used to be. We need the part of his mind that's still in you. We need Dr. Alec Holland. Alec was brilliant, but even he couldn't do what you're asking. Not alone. Oh, I know, which is why you won't be alone. And we see that Damian brought everybody together, linked by the green. And with Dr. Fate's telepathic abilities, all their minds became one. Swamp Thing, once Nobel Prize winning biochemist Dr. Alec Holland. Poison Ivy, once Pamela Isley, Doctor of Toxicology. Vic Stone, infused with the greatest technology of the two worlds. Mary Marvel, with the wisdom of Solomon. Harley Quinn, Doctor of Psychology and Medicine. Wally West, the fastest mind on the planet. Detective Chimp, the world's greatest problem solver. Oh yeah, and Batman because he's Batman. With all those minds together, they ended up finding a cure. And Cyborg lets everyone know. But at the same time, Professor Ivo is letting his people know, I think they're ready. The Scourge. John tells his people, we can save them all. The Penguin says, we can wipe them all out. We can reclaim the world. And they send out the Amazo army. And they're out there killing any anti-life they can find. Burning them boys up. This is the cure. We have hope. Now we need a test subject. Dinah quickly says, Ollie. But Mr. Miracle like, hell no. Barda. We start with Big Barda. Why the hell should you get to... Alright, Dinah, I'ma keep it a buck. I want Barda back, but this isn't just about what I want. If we miscalculated something, if something goes wrong, Barda's hopefully strong enough to take it. We shouldn't risk Ollie. So using Dinah's sword, they took out a small slither to make a needle that can penetrate Big Barda's skin. And Mr. Miracle, John, and Dinah boom tube to where she's at. Mr. Miracle put her on a moon. It wasn't easy to get her here, but this was the safest place I could think of. You were worried about Barda's well-being? Honestly, I was worried about the well-being of Earth if she stayed on her. That makes sense. But then we see that he's in shock. I left her. Oh no, what? She escaped. Big Barda is on the loose, and we see her flying in the sky. Hey, no! And she flies into Mr. Miracle, hitting him with a double punch. But before she can start mollywopping him, Mr. Miracle tells John to do it. And he stabs the cure into Big Barda's back. Yeah! Scott, that shit is not working. Close your eyes. I have to get her off you. Don't hurt her. Yeah. Don't hurt. Scott? Barda? The cure worked. What happened? Where am I? Where's Jacob? Where's our boy? He's safe. He's on New Genesis. We'll go to him. We just have to save Earth first. John? Dinah? Is that you? How long have I been? 5 years. Not that long in the life of a god. No! I missed you so much, bae. They share their first kiss in 5 years. We then catch up with Constantine and the Cloak is trying to attack him. Yes, Cloak, I know my wicked soul belongs in you, but give it a rest, will ya? But then he looks over at the door and that shit is starting to open. Boom! And we see Zatanna break that shit open. What do you think you're doing, Constantine? Hello, Z. Don't you hello me. John, what have you done? The wizard staff, Madame Xanadu's crystal ball, the freaking spear of destiny? Is this what Jason died for? John, are you gonna tell me what this is about? No. Can you just trust me? Of course not. I've known you too long. Touche. But I'm gonna do some things that need to happen, and I will need your help. Can you be less vague? No. Why? If I tell you what I'm gonna do, you'll try to stop me. You don't know that. Actually, I do. I saw the future. We fight and it's messy. Best avoid it. Then he looks at his broken door like, oh bloody hell, Z. I spent years protecting this room from Dr. Fate and whatever else would want to get in here, and you just left the door open? Any body can walk in. And we see the Phantom Stranger walk through that door, and he tells Constantine that he must not continue down this path. The world ends if I step off this path. You know, for a guy who claims he can't interfere, you sure do stick your nose in a lot. The Phantom Stranger looks at Zatanna. Does she know? Know what? You took the wizard's staff. You took Ragman's cloak. You stabbed Ramakrishna with the Spear of Destiny. You what? You imprisoned Boston Brand. John? I chose to do the things I didn't want to do because they had to be done. After what you did to get yourself doomed for all eternity, are you seriously judging me, you two-faced? How dare you? And he attacks John, but he gets up and grabs the spear. Go on, try it. And we see a big ass flame appear in the room. What's this then? Gone now, O Etrigan, and rise again the form of man. It's Jason Blood. Constantine, we have to talk. I take it Trigon is coming. Yes, he will set cloven foot on the earth in moments and the world will burn. But there's more. Sure, cause that can't be enough. We then see the team return with cured Barda. It worked. Any trouble? Well, she did try to kill us a bit. That's to be expected. Cyborg is happy that they can now bring everybody back. But then Constantine shows up. We don't have time, and tells everybody about the Amazo army and how they're out there causing chaos. Every single person they destroy is gone forever. I have to go. Even you can't beat them. We need a plan. So that's exactly what they did. The strongest will slow down Amazo, and the rest will cure people so the Amazos don't target them anymore. Wally's like, we have to be fast. So he goes to the library reading books about production as fast as he can. In just 10 minutes, the Flash is now an expert and had enough knowledge to join Swamp Thing and Cyborg in manufacturing the cure. So they go to the fastest producing lab. In Magnus Labs, they get to work. 3 billion people could be saved with this first batch. But that number began to drop fast. And we see the demon Trigon emerge from hell. The undead people of Paris charge at him and he burns all of them to a crisp. All of Paris was gone, wiped away. The devil has come to scorch earth. John finally takes Dr. Fate to his secret room, and when he looks inside, he's like, my God! Dr. Fate, I'm gonna need your helmet and amulet. You can't be serious. I get that. It's a little uncharacteristic, but yeah, I'm serious for once. And he puts on Ragman's cloak, and the Phantom Stranger stabs Dr. Fate in the stomach. Stranger, why? You would prevent what needs to happen. I would not relinquish Nabu's helm freely, and it cannot be removed by your magic, Constantine. Yeah, we know. And he grabs Dr. Fate's head. Shazam! The lightning strikes him in the chest, and the helmet is off. I'll take that amulet too, and he grabs it. I don't understand. You have to have a pure heart to harness the wizard's power. Yeah, I have one. Just don't ask where I got it. Zatanna walks in. John? I'm not gonna lie, this is exactly as bad as it looks. See? This is why I asked you to stay outside. It's okay. Kent will live. I know. I'm a doctor now. Are you coming back from this? Hey, it's me. That's not an answer. Why are you the only person on this whole damn planet I don't want to disappoint? They go in for a little smooch. And with his new abilities, he flies out the Tower of Fate. Ready or not, world, I'm coming to save you. He's headed towards Trigon. In Australia, a swarm of the Amazo clones are killing all the unliving they can find. Unstoppable, killing machines programmed to wipe out all the anti-life on Earth. Each Amazo clone strong enough to face off against the Justice League. But while they're doing all that, a boom tube appears in the sky, and the heroes pop out that shit ready to fight. The Amazo clones were not built to face off against this Justice League. These are warriors, wielders of the living light, the greatest trained fighters on Earth, holders of the most powerful weapon in the universe, and actual gods. A desperate last line of defense, risking everything to protect the anti-living from the artificially intelligent. And while they handle the Amazos, Zatanna and the Phantom Strangers teleport to Paris to join Constantine in fighting Trigon, just to find out that Constantine didn't show up yet. Trigon notices they showed up. Phantom Stranger? You're supposed to be walking forever in limbo. You are not supposed to choose a side. And yet, I have. We then see the young Superman and Batman travel to the Australian garden. This is the source of the Amazo army, so they're gonna try to take them out remotely. And as they look down, they see over 1 million people burned, turned into bones. Oh my gosh, so many. We could have saved them. They didn't have to. John, the people inside couldn't have known there was a cure. And not to sound callous, man, but we can't stop for the dead. I know. Boom! Something fast rocks John in the jaw. John! And Amazo appears and tries to smash Damian, but he does a backflip to get away. Then he jumps over lasers. Damian! John gets up and puts him in a headlock. Batman now! Keep holding it. John jumps up and places a device on its head. The Amazo is electrocuted. And now, John is pissed because that bunker tried to kill his best friend. Boom! So he breaks into the bunker with the head of Amazo. Where is Professor Ivo? You must be Robin. And you're the son, I take it. We need to stop the Amazos. Nah, that won't be happening. We planned this shit long before the virus struck. You think we didn't prepare to kill a Superman? Guards! But the guards stand there not doing nothing. That was pretty clearly the signal, guys. The guards look down. We are not hurting Superman. Yeah, what do you think we are? That talkback got the Penguin in shock. But that's not exactly what has him tweaking. The Penguin and all his homies are choking and they fall to the ground. Damien's like, what's happening? What's wrong with them? Above us, and we see Constantine sucking the soul out of them and into the cloak. It was all part of his plan. The cloak is fueled by corrupt souls, and he knew this was the right place to find the most corrupted souls on Earth. He took all their XP and now he's powered up. Yo, Constantine, what the hell are you doing? Oh, hey, it's okay. This cloak only targets true evil. If they're in here, they deserve to be. They'll stay here until they answer for their sins. It's about justice. I think your old man would approve. And also, I needed to do this to deal with a certain doom out there. Can you be more specific? Sure. I'm gonna take on a demon that can destroy the planet. Can I help? Nah. Honestly, I wish you could, but I seen the future and you don't make it. So don't worry about it. I'll save the world. I'll save everyone. You're a good man, John Constantine. I'm really not, but I'm not gonna lie, it's nice to hear that from Superman. And Constantine leaves to face off against Trigon. Inside the building, we see that Professor Ivo is already dead. It looks like Penguin already killed Bro. So now that Professor Ivo can't help, it's time for Plan B. So they take the head of Amazo and fly off, and they meet up with Cyborg. We ran into some trouble. We're gonna need your help, Cyborg. What are you thinking? I'm thinking we crack open this Amazo and work out how they transmit to each other. And then we use that to infect all their systems. Are you suggesting we give the Amazo army a virus? I realize you're probably over viruses by now, but yes, that's exactly what I'm suggesting. But you know, a regular virus, not one that turns super strong robots into agents of the anti-living. While you're working on that, Flash and I need to move fast. We need to get ahead of the Amazos and cure everyone in their path. There are 2 billion people out there who can be saved, Flash. You ready? I'll race you. You take Europe and Africa, I'll take North and South America. We'll hit Asia together, and the race for humanity begins. We then catch up with Trigon, and he smashes his foot into the Phantom Stranger. You should have stayed out of this, Judas. Constantine flies in and sees Zatanna on the floor. He helps her up and tells her that he needs her to do 2 things for him. I need you to hold this spear for me, and I also need you to tell me I can do this. And she gave Constantine a final piece of magic. If she believes in him, then he believes in himself. And he walks up to Trigon. Okay, as much as I kind of enjoy seeing the stranger get stomped on, let him up. John Constantine, you collected some toys. Do you have any idea of the eternity of torment waiting for you in hell? I have some inkling, yeah. The never-ending nightmare that you will— Oh, shut up! And with all the powers he collected, he punches Trigon in the jaw, making the demon fall on his back. Then he strikes him with lightning while he's on the ground. And with the wisdom of Solomon and the tricks he learned over the years to avoid fighting, paired up with Madame Xanadu's crystal ball, he could see the future to avoid all of Trigon's attacks. He's using everything in his bag right now to stop Trigon, even accessing creatures from other dimensions. He called on imprisoned souls and ancient gods. Boom! But it wasn't enough. Trigon crushes Constantine. I'll see you in hell, magician. I look forward to making you pay for your little tricks here. Constantine is on the ground squished like a bug. John! Bye, Z. Constantine is dead, and shit is starting to look not so good. The heroes, even gods, are falling. The fastest man on Earth wasn't gonna be fast enough, and just when we thought they were cooked, Cyborg figured it out. Do it, Victor Stone. And he activates the virus, and all the Amazos begin to fall. They did it. They actually did it. But there's still a demon they must face. Stop. I have just killed a being connected to the most powerful magics in the universe. You are a speck. And this speck said stop. Constantine has seen the future, and he knows John will die if he faces off against Trigon. But Superman is faster than fate, stronger than the inevitable, and he flies into Trigon's chest. Boom! How the hell? As Zatanna watches, somebody says he's impressive, isn't he? It's John Constantine's ghost. John, you're— Yep, I'm a dead man. It sucks, but this was the plan. I wasn't just being an asshole when I took Boston Brand's powers. All that magic I stole, I'm still connected to it. It's still coursing through my soul. What are you saying? I'm saying I'm the most powerful dead thing ever seen, meaning I have the power to do this. And he flies into Trigon's head. Trigon falls to one knee. Get out my head, little magician! Nah. And Trigon starts shrinking down. And Constantine in his body says, Z, take that spear now. What is that? This, Squire? This is destiny. And he stabs the spear into Trigon. Ah! And while stabbing through Trigon, he stabs through his own soul. Done! It's okay, bae. My soul was set for an eternity of torment. Just disappearing? Well, that's gonna make a lot of demons in hell very, very annoyed. I'll tell you what. I'll miss all of this. See ya, Z. And Constantine fades away. R.I.P. to the legend. With the Amazos and Trigon taken care of, the heroes can now focus on curing the humans. They all start helping the Flash, spreading across the world, healing everybody they can find. We did it, Cyborg. Curing 2 billion people, including friends, leaders, and family. So many we lost were found again, and we see happy family reunions. Pretty bird? I thought I died. I made you a promise, Ali. I brought you back. We brought them all back. And they share a kiss. The heroes have won. The anti-living virus could not stop them. Boom! Get to the rocket! There is nothing but destruction on Krypton. And we see Kara and her parents. And they're telling her she has to leave. And they begin to get her ship ready. And this is all because they're under attack by Brainiac. He's getting ready to suck up their whole city. Kara and Mama Kara have one more chat. This is not the end. You will carry the best parts of us within you. Live for us, Kara. Live for all of us. And Kara gets in the ship and flies away as the planet blows up behind her. It will take you many years to reach your new home, Kara, but you will be slumped the whole way. Krypton is cooked, but we found you a new home. And when you get to this planet, you will have amazing abilities. And there will be other people with abilities too. And she arrives, looking around like, hello? But this planet is not Earth. It's New Genesis. And we see all the new gods now infected. And they immediately start chasing Supergirl. Get away from me! Get away! But she just got her powers. She doesn't stand a chance. They grab her cape and slam her to the ground. Supergirl is now infected. Yeah! The heroes finna have a problem. Over 5 years, the anti-life equation has been ravaging Earth. We lost so many. Family, friends, heroes, villains. Then came the cure, and the heroes we thought were gone were brought back, though some were gone forever, getting murked before we knew a cure was possible. And now it's time to bring back the greatest. And we see the young Trinity having a chat. John letting them know that he's going to the center of the sun. And that's because his father, Clark Kent, has been marinating in the sun for 5 years. So the strongest heroes pull up to the sun. And they got the cure ready. John, just get his attention. Lure him out of there. And we'll do the rest. You sure you can survive the sun's core? I'm sure I'm gonna find out, Cassie. Remember, that's not Clark in there. That's not your father. I know, Dinah. But he will be again. And John flies right in there. Clark looks back like, huh? And immediately charges at his son, grabbing him by the neck and throwing him. With him being in that sun for so long, he's now stronger, faster than anyone could imagine. Green Canary tries to hold him in a bubble, but he's not going, breaking out the strongest weapon in the universe like glass. So they all decide to start jumping his ass. Cassie wraps the lasso around his neck. Cassandra kicks him in the face. Between the strength of the heroes holding Clark, there was enough raw power to shift a planet from its orbit. And they still could barely contain him. And we see them trying with all their might. Cyborg now! Do it! 2 days later on Earth 2, we see Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner. They pull up on President Lane. We still don't got no communication. We don't know where they at. But then he gets an alert on his ring.
Energy spike, apocalyptic in nature.
Boom! And a boom tube appears before them. We're under attack. All Lancers and Justice League members report to... Hey, it's okay. It's just us. And well, the heroes came back with the OG Superman. Madam President, Smallville? And they hug each other. And he now has a metal arm on some Winter Soldier type shit. We then see Mama Kent come in for the hug. You came back. And we see a man walk up too. Sorry that I took the wrong turn in there. It's my first intergalactic portal. Daddy Kent has arrived. Jonathan? I hear you hit me with a shovel, Martha Kent. And this old ass couple goes in for a kiss. It's a superhero family reunion. But now that the job is finished, Mr. Miracle is ready to go back to New Genesis to see his son Jacob with his wife Big Barda. I don't know when we'll be back, but it's been so long. I understand. You owe your son all the time you can give him. Thank you, Barda, Scott, for everything you've done. I'll leave you to your reunion. I can come with you. Thanks, but he's not gonna take this well. Big Barda and Mr. Miracle head home, and we see Damian tell Alfred that they found a cure. And if you guys don't remember, Alfred killed Batman, Nightwing, and Tim. So of course, he's not taking this news too well. Excuse me, I just need a moment, Leslie. I understand, and that's wonderful news. What's wrong? We brought back everyone who was infected, Leslie. You couldn't have known. Master Grayson, Tim, Bruce. Even Bruce didn't know. You did what you had to do at the time. Please, don't try to absolve me of this. They could have been saved. I pulled the trigger 3 times. I killed my sons. The next day, we see Brainiac robots approaching Earth, and the heroes are immediately on it, as we see the super father and son begin to destroy them, tearing them all to pieces before the Green Lanterns can even help. This father-son duo really liked that. Seriously, you didn't save any for us? Guy, his probe saw us. He won't be far behind. Brainiac will be coming, and we see his ship arrive hours later. But it's looking mad damaged, so Clark and John go in to investigate. Clark was ready to protect his family from any threat Brainiac posed, but then they stop. Dad? And we see that Brainiac is no longer a threat. In this weakened state, he utters the words, "We have to stop them. The gods are dead, but they still come, Kal-El. A much greater threat is on the way. They will poison the universe. The dead gods will end everything." The infected new gods got Brainiac scared for his life. That should tell you everything you need to know. Big Barda was the first to be cured of the anti-life virus, and it's been 5 years since she last seen her son. She lost so much time, so Barda is desperate to reunite with her son. Has he grown? He has, but he's still our boy. He could be angry, sure, but he'll be more angry at me. I mean, I avoided being a parent because of the guilt I felt when you were taken. At least you were dead. You're right. As excuses go, mine is way better. So they hold hands and step through the boom tube. And they see that New Genesis is no longer a paradise. Celestial City has fallen. Jacob! Where's he? Barda, not really in the right state of mind, sees a dark portal and gets ready to walk through it, hoping to find her son. Barda, wait! We have no idea what happened to that boom tube or where it leads. Jacob could be through there. I'm going in, Scott. And right when she dips her arm in there, someone yells, "Stop! You cannot!" And the black racer tackles her from going in. Barda! She is a god. She will heal. Whatever was in that portal turned her hand into bone. What is that? What the hell happened here, Black Racer? Darkseid. Darkseid is dead. Yes. Unaliving Darkseid struck. All that were killed are now agents of the anti-life. The mother boxes have been infected by the anti-life virus just like the new gods. And now only the dead and the unliving can pass through the doom tubes. Where do the doom tubes lead? And where's unliving Darkseid? And we see Darkseid on a planet burning all civilians to a crisp. This planet was the home of 7 billion people, and they're all cooked, literally. Korugar had highly trained soldiers and advanced weapons, and we see them trying to fight back, but they were nothing in the face of gods controlled by the anti-life virus. And we see undead Orion jump up and hit him with a Hulk smash, slaughtering everybody nearby. But before everyone was slaughtered, they sent out a call for help, reaching War World. And at War World's heart sat Korugar's most infamous citizen, Thou Sinestro. Hey Sinestro, they sound scared. We move for Korugar now, Akrillo. We're saving them? I will not let my planet die. And Sinestro gets the yellow gang ready. Back with the heroes, they're thinking about a partnership with an ex-enemy. You can't seriously be thinking of working with Brainiac. You know how many planets he destroyed? As someone who puts his foot in his mouth every few sentences, I'm no fan of cancel culture. But even I think this is a bad idea. To team up with the poster boy of galactic genocide? You know he's right here, right? And should I be worried about hurting the feelings of a planet-killing super villain? Brainiac finally chimes in. I understand your hesitance and distrust. And he pulls out a city in his hand. I offer you this as a show of good faith. The hell is that? It's Kandor, the last surviving city of Krypton. And why are you so willing to give this up, Brainiac? I collect knowledge. If the universe dies, knowledge dies with it. Despite the considerable power at my disposal, unaliving Darkseid tore me in half. I barely escaped the attack. Unless you can halt them, the undead gods will spread the anti-life equation across the stars. The universe will end. How do you know the universe will end? I am a 9th level intelligence. A 9th level intelligence. What the hell does that even mean? Who even came up with that? I did. Well, isn't that convenient? Oh, and let me guess, the scale goes up to 9. It can theoretically reach 13. And you're only 9? I'm an 11 on the Guy Gardner scale of greatness. And the scale only goes up to 6. That's how good I am. But you? It's like you created your own competition to pat yourself on the back, and then only awarded yourself with a participation trophy. For a guy called Brainiac, you're a bit of an idiot. After all that yapping, they say it's time to cut this talking and get to work. Meanwhile, above Korrigar, we see Sinestro pull up with War World. Fire! And they start unleashing attacks at the planet, but the planet doesn't get hit. A green construct blocks everything, and Sinestro sees his daughter pull up with her husband, Kyle Rayner. Sornik! What are you doing, father? This is not what you think it is, daughter. I'm not attacking our world. We literally just stopped you from firing on it. You want to pretend you don't have a giant planet full of guns behind you? Get out the way, Green Lantern. But while they're arguing, Kyle Rayner gets an alert on his ring.
Incoming threat. Incoming.
Boom! Infected Supergirl flies in, punching Kyle Rayner in the face. Kyle! And after doing that, she flies towards War World. The anti-life virus isn't here to fight the Lanterns. It has something better in mind, and it infects the largest, most destructive computer in the galaxy. It took War World. Oh shit! And War World fires at Aquilo, evaporating Bro. But it doesn't stop there, it's shooting at all the Lanterns. Kyle, can you hear me? Sinestro blocks a laser from hitting them. Sornik, focus! Darkseid is coming. Darkseid? And we see Darkseid appear. Don't hold back. Use everything. We have to destroy him. And the father and daughter have a clash battle with Darkseid. But Supergirl flies between them, disrupting everything. And with that opening, Darkseid grabs Sinestro, palming him in his hand. Father! Run, please. I need you to live. Daughter, live, so you can free Korrigar! Darkseid rips off Sinestro's head, palming that shit like a basketball. R.I.P. No! Sornik, we can't stop this alone. We need to get reinforcements. Sornik, we have to go. And before Orion can really do something, they both dip up out of there. We then see Sinestro's ring come off his finger. Ring status report, Sinestro is deceased. Scan for replacement, scanning for replacement. Darkseid puts his hand out and he grabs the ring. You have the ability to instill great fear. Yes! Everything fears the end of life. Darkseid is now a Yellow Lantern, and he has his greatest weapon by his side, infected Supergirl. The undead army is looking too OP. Rand and Thanagar have been at war for many generations. The Thanagardian soldiers were disciplined, well-trained, ruthless, and attacked from the skies. And as you can see, they're blicking shit up. They would have been took this planet a long time ago if it wasn't for Rand's protector, a man from Earth named Adam Strange. Strange was brought to Rand by a Zeta beam, and he fought for his adopted world. And we see Bro blicking the Thanagardians up, and down below we see his wife and kid, happy as hell to see him. But there was a problem. That Zeta beam that moves him between worlds wasn't under his control, and it tended to wear off at the worst times, and he starts to fade away in front of his family. No, not now. Run, hide. Dad! Aaliyah, don't worry. I'll come back for you. I'll come back. He was teleported to Gotham. Computer, find the date and place for the next scheduled Zeta beam. Time, location found. Lock rocket, pack the coordinates. What the hell happened here? And while he's flying, he sees Wonder Woman. Hey, Diana! But he gets a closer look. Oh shit! You see, Adam Strange arrived in Gotham 2 months ago, 1 month before the cure was found, and infected Wonder Woman slashes the side of his stomach. 2 weeks later, we see his wife and daughter held up by Thanagardian soldiers. Boom, boom! They hear a loud noise. What is that? That's the sound of our house arrest coming to an end. Oh, you're in trouble now. Perimeter guard, report in. Perimeter guard. Boom! The guard gets shot in the stomach. Adam. Dad! But that's not Dad no more, that's the anti-living virus. Dad! He returned to his family and the virus spread across the universe. 2 days later, we see an alien in a bar looking for noble, fearless warriors. And a man at the bar says, "What does it pay?" "I'm looking for someone noble. You clearly don't fit that description." All the aliens around look in shock. Oh shit, the man at the table is revealed to be Lobo. And how would you describe the main man, you weedy little bastard? But then another alien says,
What's that in the sky?
weird, looks like a Thanagardian warship. And that's when we see infected Thanagardians fly out of it. Crashing into the bar. What the frag? One of the infected slash an alien. Hey! So Lobo chokes him. That guy poured my drinks. The Thanagardian slashes him in the chest, but Lobo is low-key unfazed. You do not turn? Oh, I can turn. I can keep turning and turning until he rips that head off. And he looks at the soldier's wings on his back. I'll be taking these, bastard. Nobody gets away with killing Lobo's bartender. No one! He flies up to the ship. Frag you! Flying right through the engine. Boom! Exploding the whole ship. The ship crashes and he walks right out the flames, lighting his cigar. Damn, you are a great warrior. Lobo blows smoke right in his face. No shit, you want Lobo to save the universe? Let's talk turkey. In Themyscira, they're having a farewell for Wonder Woman. Today we're here to say goodbye to Diana of Themyscira, our sister, friend, princess, daughter, and our hero. Artemis, Oliver, they cocked back their arrows, hitting the ship. R.I.P. Diana. But then out of nowhere, Ares arrives. She was a fine soldier. Ares. Many gods were invited today, but the god of war is not welcome at a memorial for a warrior of peace. They all have their weapons out for Ares. I am not here to ruin your daughter's funeral, Hippolyta. I am here because I'll just show you. And he takes them all to the Hall of the Gods. And he tells everyone that they should strap up for what's about to come. So Green Arrow picks up that bow. The weight feels a little off. Can I tweak it? Can you tweak the golden bow of Apollo? A bow that hunted the great beast of Kharkoum that slew the Leviathan lion? Yeah, it's a bit too heavy. Fine, you can tweak it. What do you want from us? There is a war coming. We just had a war. Why are you here now? Billions died before this. That was no war. There was no struggle, only defeat. I am not the god of slaughter. But now, a war is coming that cannot be won. The final war. It will be glorious, but ultimately futile. I will stay to watch the end, but every race in the universe will die. How can you be so certain of our failure? Because this has all happened before. This is how the entire universe was infected. And he pulls out a book and shows them. Okay, but this is a historical record. Right, so how did we beat it last time? We didn't. This is a record from a universe that we lost. Then the Green Canary gets an alert on her ring.
This is a priority alert for all Green Lanterns.
It begins.
All Green Lanterns return to Oa immediately. Gather any and all allies. This is a universal threat. Anti-life virus is spreading across the stars.
Ollie hears that shit like the anti-life is still a threat? Nah, we found the cure. We already won that battle. You are not fighting an equation. Darkseid said, Darkseid? He's a new god. He's a child. A powerful pawn for something much greater. He had no idea what he was playing with when he merged the anti-life with death. What he has unleashed, what has turned its gaze towards us. This is no equation. This is older than numbers. Older than the gods. The universe will die. You thought you knew what you faced. You thought you knew your enemy, but you knew nothing. Erebos is here. And inside the book, we see this. Damn, the final war is approaching. Bruce, Tim, and Grayson all dead. My boys. Why? Why did you kill us? We didn't have to die, Father. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Why, Alfred? Alfred. Alfred wakes up from that nightmare, and his baby shawty Leslie is right next to him. Alfred? Leslie, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up. Oh, hush. Sharing our lives means sharing our demons, too. I'm not sure that's how relationships are supposed to work. Well, you haven't allowed yourself to be in a relationship for a very long time, so I don't think you're very much of an expert. I need you to hear me, Alfred Pennyworth. It wasn't your fault. You've always been angry. And as your girlfriend and doctor, I'm telling you, you need to find a way to forgive yourself, or that anger will consume you. I am not angry. You're not? Alfred, you kept that fury well buttoned in that suit of yours, but you raised Batman. Have you honestly convinced yourself that Bruce didn't carry some of your rage inside him? Can you not see that his crusade of vengeance was partly yours too? They get a knock at the door. It was Damian who came to see Alfred. And he's like, I wasn't expecting to see you here, and you don't gotta lie, I already know what y'all got going on. Mr. Damian, Leslie and I were Alfred Thaddeus Pennyworth. I am very happy for the both of you. I came here to say goodbye. We finna meet up with the Guardians in Oa, planning how to fight this. Don't go, Alfred. I'm sorry. I know it's not fair to ask this of you, but I've lost so many sons. Please stay here, where it's safe. The anti-life equation is spreading across the universe. Nowhere is safe. We have to stop this. I have to stop this. You think you can single-handedly stop undead gods? I think I can try. There's so much of your father in you. Thank you. If I can't convince you to stay, then I got one other request. And what is that? I want to stand with you. Find me a way. How would I? A weapon, a power, a ring. I want to fight. I don't want to sit uselessly on the sidelines. And then John pulls up on Damian. We have to go. Alfred, you never sat on the sidelines. Everything our family ever did was because of you. You want to battle the undead gods with me? I do. There's too much of my father in you too. Thank you. And him and John fly away, with the gang heading to Oa. We then cut to the planet Almedic, and we see this lady Maxima preparing her army as they get ready to fight for their world, because the undead gods are pulling up on them. So a big ass battle is underway. Maxima is almost as strong as Superman, and she stabs the god through the stomach. But then her right hand girl gets hit with the Omega Beam right through the chest. But with that distraction, Maxima gets grabbed, and we see Darkseid arrive, ready to take over her planet. They don't stand no chance. Meanwhile, back in Oa, we see the Lanterns and their allies in front of the Guardians, just as they requested. If we don't stop the anti-life equation now, we're all cooked, and it will be beyond containment. 12 planets have already been destroyed. Over 100 billion lives lost. Another 7 planets with species clearly seen as assets by the anti-life equation have been infected. We are sanctioning lethal force. These infected worlds must be wiped away. Hold on, wiped away? We have a cure, Ganthet. We can help them. You are the Superman, and we respect you. But all that compassionate shit you got going on is misplaced here. We must stop them. The threat posed by engaging with the anti-life is too great. You're talking about the slaughter of beings who can be rescued. Brainiac chimes in though. The Guardians are correct, Cyborg. Destroying any infected planets is the most logical course of action. Oh great, Ganthet. If Brainiac is on your side, maybe you should rethink some shit. I will not allow you to destroy entire worlds, Ganthet. You would stand against us, Kryptonian? And he will not be alone. The gang pulls up behind them. They ready to squabble if they have to. Stand down, posers. Whoa, let's take this down a notch. I get that we're all on edge. That's a natural response to an approaching cosmic army of the undead. But let's try to use our words. We can now risk more powerful beings becoming agents of the anti-living. Kala of Krypton, you will be detained here on Oa. You want to imprison Superman while committing genocide? We gotta do what we gotta do. Superman breaks out of that shit and punches Ganthet in the face, knocking his ass to the ground. One punch. He knocked out a freaking Guardian with one punch. But the Lanterns don't like that shit and blast Superman. Dead! So Cassandra hits bro with a double fist lightning uppercut. Marvelous. Ares is loving it. And now there's an all-out civil war. But Damian's like, something's wrong. I can feel it. Pulse elevated. Judgment clouded. Emotional response heightened. We are not in control of this situation. He's on to Ares. You're manipulating us, God of War. Stop this. You should listen to the little Batman, Ares. I will not let you hurt Superman. Mr. Mixie has pulled up on the scene. The biggest Superman glazer in history. A 5th dimensional imp. Mixie-Pillalix? What the? On Earth 2 with the other heroes, a boom tube opens up. Death, Big Barda, and Mr. Miracle pop out that shit. You cannot harm me, Earthlings. Scott? Barda? Our son. They have our son, Lois. Where's everybody at? Where's Superman? Back on Oa, we see what's going on with Mr. Mixie. You think you can command me, imp? Oh, I think I can do a lot more than just command you. 2 cosmic powers going at it. Even the Guardians are afraid to get between them. Mixie-Pillalix? That's Mr. Mixie-Pillalix to you, Guardian. But to stop this shit from heating up, Clark and John get between them. Ares, Mr. Pilalik, stand down. We have too much to fight for. We can't fight among ourselves. Guardians of Oa, we will be taking the cure to the infected planets. If the Green Lantern Corps wants to stand behind undead gods against us, then so be it. Your opposition will not stop us from saving the world from the anti-life equation. But then Cassie chimes in. It's not just an equation.
What?
Something beyond a virus. It's Erebos. Erebos? You know that name? We do, but we thought we were dealing with a virus. It spoke to me. It has a voice. It's beyond a virus. If Erebos is at the heart of this shit, it changes everything. The core cannot be used to wipe away infected planets. All Green Lanterns are to guard Oa. The central battery must be protected at all costs. Guardians, you monitor the universe. Can you show us where the spread is? Can you show us the front lines? He then shows them, and Kilowog sees his home planet. It's Bolavax. Kilowog, I'm sorry, And without a second thought, he heads there immediately. Kilowog! Leave him. He wouldn't leave any of us. If Erebos is at the heart of this, we must call a meeting with the Quintessence. No Green Lantern is to face the anti-living before the Quintessence has spoken. Your duty is here, Guy Gardner.
It's okay. Superman and I will handle Darkseid and Bolavax Vix. It will be a great team up.
You think you can defeat Darkseid?
Sure. I mean, I won't really need to fight him. I'll probably just turn him into a tasteful flower arrangement.
Pops, I'm coming with you. I understand why you want to, but you're needed elsewhere, John. Dad, if you're trying to protect me, I wish I was, but this is one planet. You saw the Guardian's vision. There are plenty of planets that need us. Billions of lives threaten as we speak. I wish I could take you with me, keep you near me, keep you safe. But I need to protect our two Earths. I need you to start saving planets the Guardians have given up on. And I need you to keep our family safe. I can't do that unless I know Ma, Pa, and Lois are protected. And I won't believe they're protected unless you're with them. I brought you back from death once, Dad, and I'll do it again if I have to. I know, son. And they hug each other. We then see Superman, Mr. Mixie, and Kilowog heading to his home planet, Bolavax Vix, one of the most populated planets in the universe. 16 billion lives connected by communal mind. And as Kilowog arrives, he can feel his people and feel the terror. It's overwhelming. 16 billion minds, and we feel totally alone. But the gang pulls up on him. You're not alone, Kilowog. John, the Guardian said the Corps was not to engage. The Guardians say a whole lot of shit. A lot of roles, not a lot of loyalty. You're our teacher and our friend. We're not leaving you alone in this fight. Thank you, boozers. And the battle begins. Green Lanterns, let's fight death. We see 3 Kilowog lookalikes getting chased by death, but Superman saves them before they get blicked up. It's gonna be okay. Boom! But then he gets rocked in the jaw by infected Supergirl. The build-up she had was crazy, and she flies over him, wearing his outfit. Who are you? Why are you wearing that? Wearing a symbol that's supposed to stand for hope. Supergirl then lasers the 3 civilians, turning them to bone. Everything that symbol stood for was perverted that day. No! And to put the cherry on top, he gets hit with the Omega Beam to the back. Infected Darkseid and his #1 shooter, Supergirl, pull up, standing over Superman, who's on his knees. But they had no idea he had Mr. Mixie on his side.
Okay, that's enough of that, new god. What should I turn you into? A houseplant? A persuasive essay?
All Mixie Pillalix has to do is think, and Darkseid is cooked. But he didn't have time to think. The virus spread in 2 ways, and while Mixie Pillalix was no doubt confident he couldn't be harmed, he could still see, and all it took was a corrupted mother box to show him the equation.
What?
For a creature considered to be a joke to become the greatest threat of the anti-life equation army. Mr. Mixie is now infected, and bro is looking terrified. Holy crap, take the giant down! And they start blasting at him. Pour it on, posers, everything you have. But to Mixie Pillalix, they're nothing more than insects. So he grabs John and Kilowog. You shouldn't have come, poser. Nothing could have stopped me. The other Lancers are pulling Mr. Mixie's finger, trying to stop him from crushing John and Kilowog. You're my friend in the brightest day and in the blackest night. John and Kilowog stand no chance. Them boys get squished like a gusher. R.I.P. John and Kilowog. Mixie Pillalix is on a rampage. Nobody can stop him as he flies through Bolavax Vix, destroying it. Then he proceeds to fly through space, heading right towards the central battery in Oa. Boom! And let's just say he destroyed that shit with no effort. And now that the central battery is shattered, all the Green Lanterns lose their powers, exposing the core to gravity and to the vacuum of space. Them boys can't breathe. And while all that was going on, the quintessence meeting begun. Erebos is spreading. We're about to lose the universe. I will not stand by and allow that to happen, Hera. Do you speak as the wrath of the presence or the man Jim Corrigan? Both. Erebos cannot be stopped. The quintessence should focus their energy on the next universe. The quintessence is disappearing. The wizard Shazam is dead. The High Father is a slave to the anti-life equation. I was almost destroyed by Trigon fighting this. But then they realized that the central battery has been destroyed. I can feel it. The Green Lanterns are falling. The Spectre flies away immediately. I will not allow any entity to take this universe away without a fight. All these Green Lanterns are on the verge of death. But all of a sudden, they got their powers back. What the hell just happened? Our power was gone. It came back though. The Green Lanterns are back. How? Because the Spectre restored what was once broken. That boy is Clutch. Vengeance. And Mr. Mixie doesn't like it. Agent of Entropy, I am the spirit of vengeance. And I am very, very pissed off. And he pulls out a sword, ready to squabble against Mr. Mixie Pillalix. Lobo is talking to this group of aliens. You want me to save the entire universe? We do. And you know it's your universe too, Lobo. If it gets destroyed, you will be too. Maybe. How much you willing to pay? Whatever you want, it'll be yours. What I want is to the fragging out of the They agree, and Lobo's like, fine, I'll save the universe. Time to hunt the dead. Back in the battlefield, Clark Kent can hear and see everything. He can move at such speed that time seems to almost stop around him. So as Bolavac's Vix exploded, he was caught in the planet's destruction. But he saw and heard it all. He watched in slow motion helplessly as 16 billion lives were lost. For the second time in his life, the man from Krypton was powerless as a world died. But Clark wasn't the only one to feel the great loss. And we see Superman comfort Kyle. John's dead. Kilowog, his entire world, his people. We lost. Clark, we lost. After the planet's annihilation, the Man of Steel is full of anger. And all that rage is now focused on Darkseid. We see both of them boys lock eyes. But instead of crashing out, Superman held onto that anger. Instead, he tells Kyle, we haven't lost yet. We're still here. Despite knowing that Darkseid is a universal threat, he knows there's a much bigger threat they got on their plate right now. And we see the Spectre and Mixie Pillalix having a battle to the death. The Spectre rocked Mixie shit so hard his hat came off. They're scrapping so hard they're tearing the fabric of reality. Black holes were punched in space. Planets, stars were sucked into the oblivion. All the Green Lanterns are trying to help the Spectre by restraining Mr. Mixie Pillalix. Hold the imp! But of course they got crushed like gnats. Meanwhile on Earth 2, we see the other heroes on Brainiac's ship. And they're trying to find a way to produce the cure on a universal scale. And how they're gonna distribute it to billions of undead beings. Big Barda offers them a way to Earth through her boom tube. But it's gonna be a one-way trip because her and Mr. Miracle have a bigger priority. Their son Jacob is out there and nothing else matters at the moment. But when she pulls it out, that shit looks weird. Bing, 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 bing. Oh no, the mother boxes, they're linked. It's infected. They'll be connected to us. Then we see something in the sky. They know we're here. And the undead gods pop out a doom tube. Mom, Batman, get everyone out of here. John, there's no time, go. We'll do what we can do. So the heroes charge forward, fighting back, hitting them with lasers, boom, rocking them in the face, hitting them with lightning. They're doing it all. And while they're doing that, Lois is trying to get all the civilians on the arcs. But that's when we see another doom tube open up. Any escape paths were closed. It's infected Maxima, and she charges at Lois. Adam Strange flies by, slashing Leslie. Ah! Leslie! No, what transpired that day may have begun decades earlier, but the catalyst was Leslie Tompkins. Alfred, I will bring you back. I promise. His baby shawty Leslie is infected. Back on the battlefield, we see Mr. Mixie Pillalix holding the Spectre's sword. The Spectre is low-key losing right now. Vengeance, it is time for your end. Erebos has control of a being able to reshape reality. Standing up to a creature with that power would be impossible, but Clark Kent never accepted impossible, and he punches Mr. Mxyzptlk in the jaw. That chin tap has him stunned, and the Spectre uses that chance to stab him in the stomach. If you can hear me in there, you will not win this, Erebos. The heart of this universe will keep beating.
No, we'll take your heart.
The dying imp reached into the Spectre and tore the host from wrath. Jim! And the Spectre starts to fade away, and Jim Corrigan, the human, is left in space.
The universe is a miracle. Don't let it fall, Superman.
Jim Corrigan dies with Superman holding his hand. Back on Earth 2, Alfred and Damian watch Leslie be an infected creature. Leslie was a doctor who devoted her life to healing others, but the anti-life equation turned her into a creature of harm.
Alfred, this isn't over. We can come back. We can save everyone, but we have to go now. Please.
But Ollie looks up. My God, look out now! An infected Highfather crashes down in front of them. And without a second thought, Damian tells everyone to get the hell out of there. I'll keep him busy. And he throws a smoke bomb right at his face. Then jumps up ready to attack him. Boom! Damian rocks him in the jaw. But the Highfather hits him with a Mike Tyson right, one-shotting Damian. Watching him fall helpless to the ground was a nightmare for Alfred. And without a second thought, he jumps in front of Damian, his last son. And with tears in his eyes, he lets out a scream. A scream I contained when that little boy lost his parents in an alley so long ago. A scream I held in as I ended the lives of the 3 men I loved. A scream of defiance, of grief, but mostly fury. And in that moment, I heard an echo of my anger across the cosmos. There was a harmony of rage. And in the middle of that scream, 2 became 1. Alfred's eyes start glowing green.
Alfred, what is this?
This is the spirit of vengeance and the rage of a man. Alfred is now the Spectre, and you will not take another son from me. And he punches through the Highfather's face, one-shotting a god. The Battle of Earth 2 was their last stand, and it was violent and chaotic. And while they're scrapping with the infected, Lois is trying to get all humans to the Arks. Also, Lobo has arrived to the battlefield.
Well, this looks like a fraggin' fun time.
An infected Light Ray charges at him immediately.
Oh yeah, let's go!
And he sticks a hook through Light Ray's head, tearing out his spine on some Mortal Kombat shit.
Shut the up, Light Ray!
We then see Big Barda and Mr. Miracle fighting without mercy, but one of the attackers make them pause. Barda, stop! It's their son, Jacob, and that boy is infected, jumping at his dad, stabbing him through the chest. We then catch up with Alfred as the Spectre, who just punched through the face of the Highfather, protecting his last son. Alfred, it's alright, Damian. You're safe. No, I'm not. I can feel it in my head. I can't stop it. Damian is turning. Cassie flies above him. No, Damian. I'm sorry, Cassie. I tried, but it's not too late. Alfred. Alfred? That's you? No and yes. I know you're gonna want to tear them apart, Alfred. You'll want to destroy, but you have the power to save. You. And Damian starts tearing his face apart, overcome by the virus. And that's when infected Maxima arrives above them. But Cassie is full of rage. No, grabbing Maxima's hand and punching her in the jaw. Alfred just stands there watching everything. And a doom tube appears behind him. And coming out of it, we see infected Darkseid, Supergirl, and the Yellow Lanterns. Also with the infected Warworld. And they instantly start attacking Earth 2. Alfred wants to punish them, but he thinks about Damian's last words. Wonder Woman, keep them at bay as best as you can until I return. Return? Where are you going? We need you. No, there's somewhere else I need to be. And he flies off. Superman flies towards Darkseid, hitting him with heat vision. Darkseid grabs him, but Brainiac pulls up behind him. Hold him, Kryptonian! And he starts wrapping his arms around Darkseid, containing him. But getting that close to Darkseid was a terrible idea, and he turns around. And he starts infecting Brainiac. And he starts tearing his face apart. Now a soldier of Erebos. And he turns around flying straight towards his ship. And and Cyborg notices. Brainiac destroyed hundreds of planets, and with each of those planets, he shrunk a city and preserved it, adding it to his collection, and he plans on infecting those cities with death. Every city would have fallen if it wasn't for Cyborg, as he jumps in the ship shooting Brainiac in the back. We know your name. We know what you are. If you can hear me, Erebos, these cities are under my protection. And he stands over Brainiac cool as shit. But then Brainiac gets up telling him,
"You cannot protect this universe."
And he stabs Cyborg through the chest with his tentacles. And holds him up in the air. And he tries to infect Cyborg. But Cyborg looks down at him and smiles. "I can feel you lurking, testing my firewalls." And all I can say is that's a very bad move, because now I know you can't control me. You can't infect me, but I can infect Brainiac. I can control him. I can take his technology, his knowledge. Brainiac is mine now. And Cyborg has a new transformation. And with Brainiac's knowledge, he now has an idea. And he flies back to Earth too. Meanwhile, down there, Ollie and Lois are trying to get all the civilians to the Arks. But there are hundreds of undead between them and the Arks. It's not looking too good. They might be cooked. Until Cyborg comes crashing down, knocking all the undead back. Lois! Where's Kandor? Meanwhile, in space, Superman is still going at it with Darkseid. But mid-fight, he just flies away. John? Keep fighting. So Cassandra Cain taps in, hitting Darkseid with a lightning powerful kick, while John has his focus on War World, because it's charging up an attack for Earth 2. This cannon has enough firepower to destroy the whole planet. But Superman's not gonna let that happen, as he jumps in front of the laser, pushing back against an impossible power. He flies deeper into the laser, into War World, causing an explosion. Boom! Saving the planet, and he falls out the sky. But when he falls, thousands of Kryptonians rise, as they are now free from Brainiac's containment. This was Cyborg's plan, freeing the city of Kandor. Before John hits the ground, his dad picks him up. "John, Dad, I stopped it." "I saw, son, I saw." Alfred, as the Spectre, pulled up with containers of the cure to heal the infected. "Hey, can you hear us?" "You are awake, Master Damian." Damian and Leslie are back. "Leslie? He's awake. His injuries aren't too severe. He'll be alright." "Alfred, you didn't destroy everything. You went for the cure. You listened to me." "I did. You've grown to be a very sensible young Batman. It's good to have you back." His baby shawty gives him a hug. "Sorry, you were just hit by a god." "Yes, I appreciate the hug, but there are definitely some pieces of my rib floating where they shouldn't be. They brought back everyone they loved, and some that we hated. As we see the heroes holding down Darkseid, we need to pierce his skin." "I know a technique." "Whatever crude, rudimentary plan you have, Lobo, it isn't welcome here." "Rudimentary? I'm talking about advanced fragging surgery. Give me the cure." "Hey, Oblivion, eat my cure!" Punching it in Darkseid's mouth. And when he does, Darkseid bites his hand off. "Ah, my hand! You bastard, I used that hand for some of my favorite things." Darkseid is cured. What has happened? "You were taken. We brought you back. You have been used, new god." "By whom?" "By an entity known as Erebos." "Darkseid was made a pawn?" "Yeah." Darkseid grits his teeth, and his eyes are filled with rage. "My vengeance will be terrible!" And the heroes gained a terrifying, unlikely ally that day. On Earth 2, the reunions continue, with Big Barda and Mr. Miracle talking to their son for the first time in years. "What happened? Who the hell are you? Has it been so long?" "I am Barda." "Barda? Mother? Light Ray said you died." "I did, but I came back for you, and I will never leave you again." And the family has a hug. We also see Kara reunite with her parents, because Cyborg came in clutch, freeing them from containment. And she is introduced to her cousin Kal-El and his son John, and they're happy to see each other. But while there were reunions, there were also goodbyes. Many mortals and gods were laid to rest. Even the Black Racer showed up to mourn the High Father. And while he's there, Damian pulls up on him. "I want to ask you something." "I did not sense your approach, Damian Wayne. Few can surprise death. What do you want from me?" "My father and brothers taught me to respect all life. But before I was Batman, I was Robin. I was an assassin. I was raised to look for weaknesses. I've been thinking about how to take our fight to the source. Erebos, the primordial deity. It's the personification of darkness. The only thing that can destroy the dark is the light. Erebos is anti-life, and I have an idea. And I want you to tell me if it will work. I want you to tell me if it will end this being. Also, I'd like your help too. Damien is cooking up something. And after that chat, he links up with Cyborg. I've been talking to Death. I ran something by him and he thinks it might work. Erebos is the source of the anti-life. And I think the answer to stopping him is inside you. What is it? And after Cyborg hears the plan, they have a meeting. Thank you all for coming. We believe we can take on the source of all this. We believe we can take the fight to Erebos. Heroes, villains, old gods, and new gods all answered the call. But there's one problem. Erebos exists in a limbo outside the universe. We need to travel through a doom tube to reach him. You have to be dead to travel through a doom tube. So you see the problem. I'm designing a workaround as we speak. We should be ready to go tomorrow. Batman and I believe we have a weapon that can end Erebos. But to ensure that the deity doesn't escape, we will need to be inside of him to unleash it. And how the hell will we do that? We'll need a crack in Erebos to fly world inside of him. You're talking about a pretty big crack. Yeah, you are. To get this done, we will need 2 attacks on Erebos. One to get his attention. I will face Erebos. Well, here's hoping Erebos' main weakness is an arrogant who talks in third person. After hearing that shit talk, Darkseid hits Guy with Omega Beams. Darkseid, chill. No, this one's on me. Poking fun at Darkseid was another level of stupid. You do understand the power at play here, Darkseid. No one can hold the attention of Erebos. Not even the God of War? I will not face a primordial deity. That would be suicide. How can the God of War be this much of a pussy? Be careful, child. No, there's a battle to be fought and your plan is to hide? Ares does not hide. Really? Where were you when my son was standing between this planet and annihilation? He was probably watching. It's what he does. He's more like the creepy stalker of war than the god of it. You dare!
Ares, if you face Erebos tomorrow, old god, you will not be alone. I will be beside you. Death has always followed war.
I will hold the attention of Erebos. Damien is proud of his baby shawty for doing what she just did. You lived up to your title back there, Wonder Woman. Goading the God of War into working for us was your play, but I admit, I executed it very well. We're going to have to be careful tomorrow. This is how close we came to losing you. Cassie, we need forces to stay behind in case we fail. We have forces. There's an entire Green Lantern Corps and over 1,000 Kryptonians. I can't trust the Guardians to do the right thing. And we're talking about Kryptonians who were locked up in a bottle until yesterday. Kryptonians who had no powers and no fighting experience before that. They will be trained. Cassandra Cain agreed to do that. But most of all, they will need to be led. They will need you. If you're trying to spare me from spare you, you're Wonder Woman. I'm asking the greatest warrior I know to protect the entire universe. Really? What's the weapon, Damien? What's this weapon you and Cyborg came up with? I can't tell you. Mad as hell, she walks away. I want to trust you. You came a long way, but there's still a little too much of your father in you. Baby Shawty's hot right now, and John pulls up behind him. Hey, you look terrible. You were beaten by a god and tried to claw the anti-living virus out of your own face. My observation still stands. Here, what is this? Happy birthday. It's my 18 years old. It hit midnight in Gotham City at about the same time you thought it would be a good idea to punch the father of the new gods. So I guess the whole wisdom coming with age thing doesn't apply there. Your cow was smashed to bits. We're facing a primordial deity tomorrow. And he opens up his present revealing an all-white new suit. I thought the personification of darkness could come up against the light knight. You don't have to wear it if you... No, it feels right. Thanks. John, no matter what happens tomorrow, we're going to win tomorrow and we're coming back. Yeah, we're gonna win tomorrow. I need to go find Cassie. Go be with your family. The next day, everybody straps in, ready to be killed. You see, to get through the Doom Tube, Cyborg will be stopping everyone's heart for 1 minute, which should be enough time to get through it. So he starts the procedure. And they pass through successfully. And we see Erebos. Bro's a big-ass humanoid octopus-looking freak with a terrifying aura.
Let us face oblivion, old god.
We cannot win this, Black Racer.
No, we cannot, but we will fight and lose the battle, Ares, and the heroes will win the war.
And they fly up to him, face to face with the deity.
Ares, the Black Racer, such little things. When there is no one left to fight a war, when there is nothing living to die, there will still be darkness.
And while they're up there buying time, Ali uses the bow and quiver of Apollo and pierces the personification of darkness. Now hit it with everything you have. And everybody starts blasting it. Heat vision, omega beams, lightning, willpower. And Lobo rides up in his motorcycle. That's the crack we're after. Let's make a fragging new one. And he slashes that crack wide open, making the perfect opening for War World. And they slip right in. Okay, it's time to unleash the weapon and I don't know what it is. The weapon, it's like it's been removed from it. Our whole damn conversation is missing. Damien, what have you done to me? Cyborg is shook. I'm sorry. Bruce was a paranoid man and you were bonded to apocalyptic technology. He didn't just hide a tracker in you. He hacked your entire system years ago and he left the controls with me. I had a theory. The anti-life virus leapt out your mind. I needed the opposite and I found it in you. I found the life equation. I extracted it and I erased it all from your system. Now it only exists in me. Damien, you don't have to do this. Really? You have the greatest technology of the two worlds. Your own brilliant mind and the calculating speed of Brainiac. Tell me there's another way. It had to start with a life. It couldn't be any other way. Death confirmed it. It can be me. It can start with me. But Damien starts glowing. It already started. It's in me. As soon as we entered Erebos, a chain reaction started. The heart of the anti-life equation and the life equation are colliding. How long do you calculate? 3 minutes. 3 minutes until they will want to save me. They can't. Get them out of here. I'm not leaving you to... You don't get a choice. I already programmed your flight path. Damien! Goodbye, Vic. And he makes Cyborg fly out of Erebos. Vic, what's happening? Where's Batman? He's not coming. What? We have less than 3 minutes to escape. Did the weapon fail? There's no weapon. It's him. It was always him. Damien took the life equation from my mind. He activated it in there. It's like when matter and antimatter collide. There's about to be a big bang in the center of Erebos. Nothing can survive what's coming. A universe is about to be born in Damien and Erebos, expanding out at the speed of light. Damien! I'm not leaving you! It's okay, John. I'm already gone. Tell the child this is the most impressive. He doesn't need validation from Darkseid. Oliver, this is how you said it would end. What the hell are you talking about? Do you remember what you said to my father on that day he died? You were talking to Bruce over the radio, but you were looking right at me. And we get a flashback from the beginning chapters. Batman isn't gonna be taken out by a virus. You're not gonna get sick and fade away. You're going to sacrifice yourself for the galaxy, outwitting an evil as old as the stars or something. The foreshadowing is crazy. We then see Erebos squeezing Ares.
I can feel a light inside me. War, death, what have you done? What did you do?
And he crushes the god of war. Ares is down. 2 minutes, we're leaving now. And Cyborg opens up a boom tube. Inside, Damien sits down waiting for his demise. And while he does, Erebos starts talking to him.
Mortal, this will destroy you too.
Not really. I'll just become something else.
I am willing to bargain.
For your existence? You took my father. You took my brothers. You hurt my friends. You took so much from our world, from our universe.
What do you want from me?
Nothing. You pissed me off. There will be no bargain. There will just be your end. Back outside, Superman is telling his son they gotta go. I'm not leaving him to die alone. Then Alfred as the Spectre shows up. You don't have to. I can take you to him. Alfred. It's all right, Clark. I'll extract him before the end. I promise. I won't go anywhere. I'll be waiting right here for you. And John and Alfred fly inside. Damien looks at them. You can't be here. There is nowhere else I would be at this moment but beside you. And you won't harm us, Master Damien. John sits down next to his best friend. You can't save me. Yeah, I get that. I thought I'd just sit here, so you're not alone. If I told you what I was doing, you would never let me go through with it. No, I wouldn't. I was right. You were a great Batman. Damien smiles. Thanks, John. And Damien explodes, sacrificing himself in Erebos, taking out the deity, saving the universe. Light has overcome darkness. John, Alfred, and Superman make it out just in time. His baby shawty Wonder Woman is in shock, running up to hug John, and they all realize the sacrifice that was made for them. Is it done? It's done, Lois. We're safe now. Damien was born an assassin. He was taught to kill. He was taught not to care for life. But he fought everything he was taught, and he saved all life. I visit sometimes. The cosmos Damien made. I glide past its new sun, and I walk over its cooling planets. I had no idea how much a parent could sacrifice for a child. Not until I had my own did I understand what I would give up for them, what I would do if any harm came to them, how deeply I could miss them. My bets, my sons, my whole universe. And Alfred stands there looking at the universe that his son Damien created. That, boys and girls, is the end of DCeased. What a beautiful ending to a beautiful comic storyline. From start to finish, this shit was peak. I'm sad this is the end, but all this means is something new is coming. Let me know how y'all feel about this comic, and on that note, I'm gonna see y'all boys and girls next time. Ah!